Attention viewer, you are watching the world's biggest Monster Truck Diecast YouTube channel. This is Monster Jam OCD.
You know, the most awkward part about that intro is that because this is Monster Jam OCD, and no, folks, he's not here yet. He will be, but it's like, this is Monster Jam OCD, except not right now. It's just Phil and RJ. Welcome, everybody, to the Monster Truck Collecting Podcast. This is episode number...
Oof.
What number are we on?
No, hang on. 27.
27. I am not your host, Ryan Albin. I am
not either, obviously.
I am your host, Phil, and this is your host, RJ. And we are here, live here on not our YouTube channel. Folks, all right. RJ, how was your week going? Oh, look at that. The OCD Meltdown. Tell everybody about that truck.
Need to pick it up at Monster Jam Superstore. I know that, if you don't have it already. It's good stuff.
And also, Ryan is starting to take... put your name on a list if you want to get them autographed by Monster Jam OCD. So if you want more information on how to get your OCD Meltdown autographed by Monster Jam OCD, join our Facebook group, Monster Truck Collecting, and should be on the pin post. If not, it's in the group. Get information. There's a lot of demand right now, so make sure you get your name on the list. So when it's your time to send the truck out, you get it done and get a really cool piece added to your collection autographs. So that'll be cool. Where are we at here? All right. Hero card talk. Okay, somebody took the bounty, so thank you. Anonymous collector from Des Moines. Got the Des Moines hero card.
Nice.
There it is, and then here's the other ones. All right, what are these? What are they, Phil? What are you showing me? Okay, these are hero cards. They have these at every Monster Jam event right now. At the pit parties, you stand in the driver autograph lines. They have these, okay? I'll put myself on full screen because RJ disappeared. All right. This is what you need to do. You need to get Phil one of these cards from your show, your event. They're different for every city. See, here's Des Moines. These are the 6 trucks and drivers that were in Des Moines. So see how it's different than the one that they had on the regular stadium series that was for points. So see, this one's even different. This one's different than St. Louis because, see, Lindsey Reed drove Dalmatian Galaxy, so they changed the Scooby-Doo to Dalmatian Galaxy, so they're different. All right. You go to one of those events, you get Phil a card. I'll send you one of these. You want one from Des Moines or you want one from the regular series? I got them. I got other cards too. You pick a truck, I probably got them, all right? I got a guy from St. Louis. I'm sending him a Megalodon card. I can send you one too. So Monster Jam's coming to your town. Get Phil a card. I know Monster Jam's going to Wichita this weekend, right? Wichita,
yeah,
Kansas?
Wichita. No, not Wichita Falls. Wichita, Kansas.
Wichita, Kansas. Oh, sorry.
Wichita, Kansas, and Oklahoma City, I believe, is this weekend for Monster Jam.
Are you going to Oklahoma City, RJ?
Yeah, Sunday night, though.
Oh, that's not the pit party.
We're working on it, Phil. We're working on it.
All right, so anybody going to Oklahoma City, RJ, drop the
anybody
ball.
else to help Phil out other than me, that'd be great. That'd help me out, too. But
anyway. I'll have some cards from St. Louis here for trade. Obviously, Glendale. We'll have some cards from there. Anywhere else, man. I got a whole stack over there. Help me out. Where's Ryan today? I don't know where he is in the earth. He's coming eventually. So, could be like 30 seconds. Could be 3 minutes.
We're already past 30 seconds. We are talking about 2015 tonight, folks, I think. Right, Phil?
Yes.
Okay.
This is part 1 of 2015. I guess I can get the tab loaded on that while we wait. If anybody has like a hard-pressed question. Phil, why do you collect hero cards? Well, we were thinking about doing a hero card episode one day here. But,
why not?
It's just something different. You know, everybody collects the toys or they want fiberglass. Not everybody's in the hero card game. You know, it's something different. And it's also what I kind of like about it, which I know will drive people crazy. It's an unlimited checklist. You can never have every hero card ever. People are like, oh, is there a list? It's like, no. Like there's cards I see almost every day that I've never seen before. And sometimes they make cards for events. For just like specific, it's like for instance these Monster Jam cards. This was if you could only get this if you were in Des Moines, Iowa. All right, like that you can't. You can't find this online or anything. So there's a lot of independent events do this too. I have some crazy independent cards from like one-off events. So and sometimes I will talk. This is not a hero card episode, but like I'll see independent teams. They'll go to like Walmart and just like print some pictures at the photo center and just sell it at their merch stand for the weekend. So it's a wild time there. You should cover your wall in hero cards like a wallpaper. No, Tyler, I'm a huge anti thumbtack holes in the hero card.
Yeah.
Or sticking goop on them, tape. I just got a card in the mail from my buddy Chris Mormanis, who was just on Conversations with Scott Douglas.
Good episode.
Gave me a Taz card. I spent 45 minutes peeling tape off of it, and there was thumbtack holes in it as well. So can't.
Phil
I'll trade for
cards with thumbtack holes in it.
No way. And he says you have bad habit relap cards. I have one of them. I have the first one. I'm missing the second one and the Team Yokohama. So if those two cards out there, somebody wants to trade with me, I'm in need of those. How many hero cards does Phil have? I'll give you the update. I just got 5 new ones today. The current total is 826 different hero cards in the collection. I'll try to link the link in here in a second. I was born in Wichita, Kansas. Hell yeah, brother. What's your favorite hero card, Phil? 106.7 the Fox. See, that's an oddity. Chuck only ran 3 times, and the card that I have is of a scheme that only ran once. It's signed by Leo O'Donnell, so super awesome. Hey, Phil, wait, why do you collect the cards for? Because I can. Hey, Phil, I took your advice and followed Full Throttle Monster Trucks. I'm planning on attending a show near me June 5th. Yeah, man, they're a good group of people. So check them out on Facebook. If they do a lot of stuff in the middle of America's there, Indiana's, Kentucky's, Tennessee's. Photocopy them and hang them up. No, that's too costly. No way. Yeah, backwards Bobby Hero card. Yeah, I'll link the album. And last but certainly not, he left the room. Because I was going to say, where is Ryan? Well, I will tell you, that's his chair.
It's like the phone booth. We're waiting for him to pop out.
He's coming, folks. While he does that, I'm going to see if I can link my album. Or I'm going to send it to Ryan. Did this correctly the last time, so I'm going to send that to him. RJ, here's a fan question here from you. What's the rarest and favorite truck you own?
Oh, rarest? Goodness. Probably Carolina Crusher, the first one. Hot Wheels made, or BKT, probably. Off just the top of my head. I'm not.
I have a BKT truck. Actually, we're going to talk about that in part 2.
Yeah, is that this year? I think so.
I think so. Yeah. Ryan Kerr left the room, so we're stalling there.
Favorite? I got too many favorites. I don't know. I own too many favorites. This one's my new favorite right now, and that's not biased. I just like glow in the dark stuff.
Do you collect top cards, Phil? I have some of them from 2012, only from the trucks I was buying. I would like a complete set, but
I have a photo album of those, Phil. I think I got the majority of them. I probably don't have them all, but I got a good album of those.
I'm always a little gun shy on collecting any trading cards. I know there's a lot of like the older cards from like the 80s that came out. Those sets are maybe like 150 cards deep. So people want to do trades with me. Like I'm okay with them, but I have to piece together like 30 of them, so it's kind of weird. Maybe we'll still. I'll answer this one real quick here. When's Wildcard going to debut? So thank you for tuning in to Monster Truck Outlaws of the West on that. It actually debuted over the weekend in Pocatello, Idaho. With Bo Swanson driving. Its next event is going to be next weekend in Glendale for Monster Jam. BJ Johnson will be driving. So the truck is now canon. So thank you for tuning in for that. Ryan was just here again, and he bounced out. He's having a little Wi-Fi issues here. Ryan, if you can hear me, post my link. LOL. I'm going to see if he bounced in again. Maybe I'll answer some questions at the end. I'm trying not to totally stall here as much as possible.
Yeah. Phil, how was your week?
Ryan, me tomorrow. Okay, I will. He's going to post. Well, the week's pretty good. Just started. But
same old. Yeah. See?
Yeah, no. I'm excited. Me and RJ are NASCAR dorks. I know we're excited for. Yeah, you have to be just excited as I am for COTA.
I mean, I'm a little skeptical, but.
Are you? Okay.
Yeah. Well, I just hope it's. I hope it doesn't stink. Like
everything froze.
Uh-oh. Are we good? Hello?
I'm good. I'm good.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just skeptical, really. I mean, we'll find out. Hopefully it's good. It should be good. I mean, Phil? Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you were...
Sorry, I'm being due to do. Ryan just posted. Ryan's he's working on his Wi-Fi here. If you guys want to look up my Hero Card album, there's the link.
Right.
You can join the album or view it all there. So it's pretty cool.
Oh, I saw a comment. Somebody was changing some struts on a Tahoe. That's not
Dominator. Yeah.
fun. Yeah.
I mean, where's the cat? Yeah, people saw a cat running last week. She was just in here right before we got started. So I was like, "Oh, you're gonna stay for a while?" So
nope, she knew the camera was coming on.
Yeah. It's always Ryan's Wi-Fi. No, mine was just acting goofy too. So it's not. It'll happen to best of us. Maybe he's gonna jump on his cell phone here in a second. What trucks do you guys think are gonna come back in 2022?
See how big the doors get.
I don't know. You guys been following Charlie Pauken on the internet?
Yeah.
I know he's restoring his original Excalibur, or one of the original Excaliburs. His original one, right? I would imagine.
Probably, yeah.
But I don't know. And he's maybe building something else. You don't know, man.
You never know.
I will say this weekend for old school dorks, it's really important. The International Monster Truck Museum and Hall of Fame, they open up their permanent home in Butler, Indiana. That takes place this Saturday. Going to be a lot of cool things. They're announcing the 2021 nominees for the Hall of Fame. There'll be some old school, new school car crushing. Big deal. And I know there's a lot of younger listeners who listen to this. It's really important to know the history of the sport. So definitely support the International Monster Truck Museum and Hall of Fame. Check them out. Oh, another one from Cole. I like Cole's learning a lot here. Where can I find results from the Monster Truck Family Reunion Tour? They have a Facebook page, website. The promoter is the Highlight Reel Entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
That's run by Ricky Fowler, who runs the Zilla Monster Truck. He runs a lot with those Texas boys over there. They haven't been posting results online, but another good page for you to follow is the Monster Truck Racing Open Challenge, MTROC. It's ran by Brian Barmacke, and his goal is to keep track of every racing bracket going on every weekend. So at least you get some racing results from there, and a good way to keep track of who is where. And I know he has an interactive map now where you can find events in your area. So definitely check out those pages. Phil, you think there can ever be a mashup truck of every anniversary truck or Gravedigger? That'd be kind of fun.
Yeah, I like that.
Why'd Cody leave Monster Jam? It's called the pandemic. What happened to Lyle Hancock? Left. He's on Facebook. If you guys, he chit-chats a lot of people. RJ, how many puff trucks do you have? I'm going to start pulling up the tab.
There's one in another room, 3, 4, 5. What's behind me and like 2 more. So not too many, but enough. I don't know, like 8. Uh-oh.
My camera's a little slower now. Well, hold on. I'm pulling up the tab to start our show tonight. So
everywhere.
Hold on, folks.
I think to answer the question.
Yeah. Can you hear me still?
Yes.
All right. I got a pinwheel, so I'm just waiting.
In the background.
I know. I saw another comment. Anyone see the new backdraft? The backdraft is now 2 truck. Well, it's a big team, but there's 2 backdrafts running. It's called Backdraft Black. So Ty Cornelius Jr. is driving that.
Okay, here I am. Finally.
And there he is.
Got it. Man, the Wi-Fi takes forever to restart here.
Well, hold on. I'm moving slow. Okay. I can't get this comment off the screen. I got a pinwheel again. Can you hear me, RJ?
Yes. Ryan, you got us.
All right.
Is it my Wi-Fi?
Ryan's back in the room again.
Is it you that's bad?
Man, I cannot. Okay, he's spooling, folks. All right.
Phil's messing up. Ryan, you're good. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I thought it was Phil. Yeah, Phil's
been going in and out during this entire time. It's okay.
Oh, that's okay. I couldn't even get in, so.
Yeah.
Hold on.
There he is.
It's just one of those Mondays, everyone. We usually have them a couple times a year, or a month, week, year, whatever. It's just a Monday.
Together for Ryan, folks.
Dude, I can't open this tab.
Okay.
You know that
What
guy
tab?
on Instagram who was complaining about you. I now understand what he's talking about because I'm not prepared.
I have no idea. Oh, what are we looking for? What are you looking for? I wasn't here.
I can't. I'm trying to open up another tab to stream the patent website, and that's when I started freezing.
That might be dangerous for me, but I'll test it out. Hold on. Oh, we might be shutting down my Wi-Fi again if I do it, but we got to get the show going, so I'm just going to try it out. Okay, 2015.
Here, I'll leave the studio and see here.
Wait, no, you're good. It looks like it's working. Okay, goodbye.
Oh, all right.
Man, I should just put it at 6:45. I knew it. Whatever. Sorry, we'll cut this 15 minutes off the beginning. All right, 2015, everyone. I hope you guys are doing great. I hope you had a great weekend. I know I wasn't here for the first 15 minutes. I was busy, and it took me forever to get home. And then my Wi-Fi was gone when I got home, so it's just,
Oof.
yeah. While we wait for Phil, I know you guys already said like your intros, so I'm not going to even ask RJ how he's doing because I'm sure he's doing great. He's got the best Wi-Fi. OCD Meltdown, go buy yours. I'm sure RJ advertised that for me.
Yeah.
I actually just got, I'll give Phil like 2 more seconds. I just got 3 packages
We got
in
this.
the mail of OCD Meltdowns to sign. So if you guys aren't in the Monster Collecting Facebook group, sorry, you are in the podcast, go in there. I pinned the announcement on how to get them signed. I can't even speak today. Just one of those Mondays, you can always tell. So Phil is not coming back, I guess. So we just kind of trade spots. So we're going to start with Battle Slammers, the 2015 season. So hop right into number 1 since it's not that big of a deal. This is Gravedigger. So
we got the Battle Slammers this year.
Yeah, this is the Battle Slammer year. So people often call these like the worst accessory. I use them personally for a lot of events, of like racing events back in the day. So they weren't my least favorite accessory. I still say tattoos are probably my least favorite because I just use them. But Battle Slammers are here, so you can attach them to the front of the roll cage. You can see there's a demo here. The packaging remained pretty much the same up from the last part of 2014. So it's this big Monster Jam logo, Hot Wheels logo, and then off-road on the side here like their Hot Wheels car packagings were. Gravedigger is relatively the same, but this is a variation for our completists out there. This is the rounded roll cage variation. And if we look back at the other variant, which is the standard one, it's the actual Gravedigger roll cage.
I was not a fan of that first one.
Yeah, it made no sense. All right, Phil's back. So Phil, we just started at number 1.
Yeah, sorry. No, you're not taking my spot, Riley. I was to prevent Wi-Fi issues. I had to pull out to open up the tab. So okay, we're good here. Standard Gravedigger. We talked about the variations. We talk about Battle Slammers in general.
We just briefly mentioned how people hate them or love them, and
they're dumb. They're the worst accessory of all time. I hate how. Listen, I know monster trucks are supposed to be like destructive, but I hate the idea that we are promoting kids to destroy their toys.
Slam into each other.
So I don't like that.
It's a good marketing strategy. You can buy some more new ones. In the end of the day, but I said I used them for personal like racing events. I would have them like race through cars, so they were useful to me. Battle Slammer.
I mean, they were an encore accessory for the Carpet League. You know, you jump the truck through the car, back with it in front of you. Yeah, you can kind of use them. Yeah.
All right, and moving on. Number 2.
Wait.
Did we have a new flame on that digger? I think we did.
A flame.
The front flames changed, didn't they? Or was that last year?
I think it was last year. Yeah, these look all the same to me. It's just the grainier graphics. Okay. And next up is number 2, which is Aftershock. So Aftershock actually is getting an update this year, but you won't see that official update visible because this is an X-ray truck until next, maybe even 2 years from now. But next year, I believe, where they give it the gray body. But this is a gray body Aftershock on an X-ray body. So they did a first-time release of a truck, of course, in a special series. So it defeated the purpose of being new. But here it is, regardless of that. The Aftershock decals over that gray clear body, and there's the view of it with that new casting that we talked about a lot last 2 episodes. And there's that Battle Slammer accessory. You can see it's the can't remember what we call this one. It's been so many years, but it's like the fork. I think people called it the fork back then.
People had names for these things. Oh, geez.
We used to have like little names for them.
There was that one. There's a triangle, like a cow plow on a train.
Yeah, cow catcher. That's definitely one I know. The fist, the fork, and then there's one more. I can't remember the other one now. It's been so many years, 6 years for me. Anyway,
Phil, 6 years for everybody, buddy.
Phil, Aftershock.
Yeah, it's there. this is not a very strong start to the year. There's not a lot of fresh things here unless you're into the, the same truck we've seen, just a little different. So
Right.
I'm a little moot on this. I guess it's cool. A black body, you get to look through a little bit, but I'm just looking at the big picture. A weak start for week first case.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. I remember. I can remember back in 2015 specific times of the year, and that was definitely a note that we all made. It was just kind of a lackluster first set off in the case A assortment. Definitely one of the more notable case A's of time as time goes on, of the bad side of things, not the good ones. And then Edge Glow Captain's Curse. So
It wasn't terrible, but
it wasn't terrible. I like the orange. I just wish they were using like a red Edge Glow, but they never did. So there's Captain's Curse. So it has the black body, the orange roll cage. It also has like a bone fist color for this, so it's pretty cool. Like matches the Captain on the other side, which is the skeleton version theme. There it is again. So I don't know. Do we have to talk a lot about this one? I feel like this is pretty straightforward.
No, I mean, in the previous 2014s, we talked about such the lore with Black Captain's Curse, and I just think the Edge Glow doesn't do it service.
true.
Yeah. So we're going to see a lot of Edge Glows. Also, I probably should circle back to the beginning part when I talked about Edge Glows way back in the day. These Battle Slammers, when you connect them to these and actually smash them against hard surfaces or anything really, will break the Edge Glow roll cage. They're just too fragile for them. Or even snapping off the Battle Slammer once you put it on. I have an Avenger that did break because of that reason. So I never use Edge Glows with the Battle Slammers again. So that's just a fair warning if you guys are opening these and actually
Exactly what I mean. If the Guru can snap his toy, so can you.
Yeah, that was one of my mistakes with that. So next up is the Yellow Toro Loco again releasing. We saw it last episode or year, whatever you want to call it. And you can see it has those red horns. It has the same flame pattern. We won't see an update until 2017. So
Slammer.
Oh, I'm sorry. Actually, let's back it up. Actually, this is new. I forgot. We have the casting update. So this is the casting update.
Oh yeah.
So here we go. So you can see the ear now is gone off of El Toro Loco, and they've changed the horns. They're like a flat cut instead of a round on the top. And then they actually changed out the middle piece, which used to be part of the metal casting, and they would have the horns kind of pushed in by a little pin. These are now the horns. I've taken them apart because customs. They're like they're flat, and then they have like a little area where it sits in the middle, and then they press the yellow piece in the middle of both horns to hold it in. So they're very secure. The other El Toro Loco is very well known, or that casting itself was very well known for being able to remove the horns way too easily for those, what was it, like 12, 13 years that we had that. So
is that the primary reason? Now, obviously, I know we eliminate the ear because El Toro Loco hasn't ran a ear in so many years at that point, but.
I think it was personally probably for the safety reason, but as they were recasting, they figured might as well take the ear off, because we're already recasting. So that's what I think, but I know that that's much safer in terms of how it was engineered in the second run of the casting. I don't know the real answer though. I don't think anyone is.
No, I think that's probably a good assumption. I mean, it's another one of those running changes. Like, well, I didn't do it earlier. It's like, well, when there's budgeting for certain parameters and also necessities. I mean, yeah, I think everybody that played with their trucks probably had an El Toro Loco or Bulldozer that had a horn missing at some point, but that was just the rite of pasture. So it's not like this needs to be something we need to solve. It's like it just happens. So, but this does help it. Yeah, this does like this. I wouldn't say it prevents it because I think. If you're roughing up with any of your toys, even with the Spin Master ones, you can still break stuff. But I mean,
people have. Yeah. No, you're right.
It helps.
Yeah. So we won't talk extensively about the rest of this actual truck because we already discussed the Yellow Toro Loco. But that casting update is pretty cool and significant. And there's that Battle Slammer in whitish cream color. Interesting choice for that one. And then here we go back to Son of a Digger Edge Glow. There were, I want to say this was a variant, but
it is.
It might be. I can't remember if this was.
I have it listed on the site.
Yeah. All right. Anyway,
I
feel like we discussed this one way back in 2015 as it came out. Anyway, it doesn't matter now. So Edge Glow Son of a Digger. You can see it has that round roll cage. I'm not too sure why they used it for this, but it's the same release as before. The only variation on the headlights are the headlights, which are either no headlights or the blue headlights. So what it should have, and that one's like it's printed like off to the side there, really bad print. And then
they didn't stop doing it.
It has a silver son of a digger battle slammer with the fist casting. So pretty cool. We won't talk about the rest of the truck because just like we've seen it so many times.
Yeah, they just keep and we're looking at the shoe monster mutt now.
You want to talk about this or this
mutt, not the low.
Go back to mutt real quick because the battle slammer here is bright orange, which is beyond. But
you know what it is? It's actually that color of the hooks back in the whatever.
The hook. Yeah, the hook.
The hook. That's the color they use.
The
That pale orange.
They had all the leftover plastic from. I said
go.
battle slammer were the worst accessories. That's a lie. I said the hooks were the worst.
Oh yeah.
So.
I think tattoos, but I mean,
I think
kids put tattoo. What do you do? A hook
for kids? Yeah.
You gotta go to school wearing a piece of plastic.
For me, I was like, man, I would like a crush car more than.
What I was gonna say about that son of a digger again, it's just that edge glow that they keep pumping out. It's like every son of a digger for a 2-year span has to be edge glow. They can't just give me one on a normal frame. So
yeah. Anyway, there's, as Phil calls, the shoe monster mutt. We will see it again in other forms in a little while, but this one's our big one. So our big first starter here, this was part of case A. I think I remember this as case A or case B, but this was the big one of the year, really. I mean, everyone was waiting for Dragon. It had just, the Dragon's breath faded off, and they came out with this Dragon, and it's just awesome. It was a really awesome release. So you can see it's got the orange horns, the brand new casting. I mean, it's basically Dragon's breath modified, but a brand new casting with the wings, all the spikes across it, the great looking graphics on there, orange rims. And this was in the running of Truck of the Year for a lot of people back in 2015. So Dragon was a big one to have come out. And a quick little fun fact, Neil Vandenberg, designer of Monster Jam trucks, this is his favorite truck that he's ever designed. So Dragon has a special place in his heart. And really cool release for 2015. So Phil, tell us about this fire-breathing beast here.
As obviously it follows the trend of new truck before it gets the release. I know we had a couple sneak in 2014, but this requires new tooling. NEA did too, but Dragon finally makes it in. Fun fact: the first time the truck debuted, it was an Encore for Path of Destruction. Does anybody know who drove that truck in the Encore? I'll see if the comments know, but as I keep talking about truck,
maybe.
I don't consider Dragon to be Dragon's breath. I know some people do, and it makes a lot of sense. I just don't.
Frank is my guess.
But, the Dragon's was very much – I think I liked it better. I like it better than Dragon's breath because I think there's a lot more going on here. I know, like, purists just like the straight Corvette body. But Toon Raider got it, first guest, Charlie Pauken. So Charlie Pauken was the debut encore of no, it's not Scott Lidico, goofballs. But Scott Lidico did win a Young Gun shootout in Dragon.
Yeah.
Weird story about Scott Lidico. He won the shootout, ran that World Finals, did fairly well for himself. I know he had a decent freestyle. Then he did Manchester, New Hampshire the next month, driving Northern Nightmare, and then he did Saudi Arabia the next year. That was the last 2 events he did, and he was gone. So it's like he's really the only shootout winner that just
faded off.
And obviously that's not his choice. It was just tough chunks sometimes in Monster Jam. But John Zimmer has made it his poster child, and hopefully because he Dragon back coming soon. So the truck itself, I know the horns will get kind of goofy. I mean, it's just like they look like little cheese doodles coming out of the roof. So they look a little silly, like pool noodles just coming out, like noodle, like in the pool. But I don't mind it. It's Dragon. It rules.
It was a Truck of the Year top fiver for sure. This year or in 2015, it's a truck you have to have. It's a truck that excited me. I was excited to see it. So,
yep. Oh, everyone was back then. I just remember this one taking the internet by storm. And then we jump into this. So it's funny because you mentioned Saudi Arabia, and Saudi Arabia will eventually get like these really cool schemes that the U.S. never gets to see in their shows. And Dragon, this version of Dragon, I think we see it later this year with the actual Saudi Arabia version, but there's going to be one that has a difference in the scheme color. And then this one, which is not like a special edition, but it's a new scheme of Mohawk Warrior. This one actually runs in Saudi Arabia, and there's a reason for it. Phil, do we want to say that reason?
Okay, I feel like what you're going to say is not going to make sense. So should I say what I think is the correct answer?
Yeah, go ahead. I'm pretty sure we have the same answer. Go ahead.
All right, so here's the Purple Mohawk Warrior, folks. So this comes out in toy in 2015. Nobody knows why this is even here.
Yeah. Look cool, but
it looked cool. Maybe we thought it has a silver mohawk. It's actually it is pretty cool.
Yeah.
We don't know why it's even here. Like, it doesn't make any sense, but we see a real life Purple Mohawk Warrior running that last event for Scott Lidico, that Saudi Arabia event in 2017. A Purple Mohawk Warrior runs. Okay, in the comments, who drove the Purple Mohawk Warrior?
Steven Sims, right?
Okay, thank you, comment section. So Sims got to drive it.
Sorry, guys, I just wanted to be right.
Destroyed it like immediately because Steven Sims. Anyways, okay. The theory is that they made the Purple Mohawk Warrior body in the case that B.J. Johnson won Young Gun Shootout. Is that what Ryan was going to say?
That's what I was going to say. I want to make sure we could say that. That's all I was going to say.
Okay, well, that's not like 100% confirmed, but if you piece it all together and where it would make sense, it does make sense because, Cody Saucier won the shootout, and they had the pickup Monster Energy ready to go. I don't know what they would have done with if a Cynthia Gautier won or one of the El Toros won. I don't know what that would have looked like, but that's where we're assuming this Purple Mohawk was done up because by 2017, Great Clips is already in its first year of activation with the truck. So Saudi Arabia, we'll talk about it here too. There's really nothing else. The last Black El Toro, they sent a Black El Toro body down there because bulls are not orange or cows are not orange; they're black.
Yeah,
that's very much cultural norms. There was no skulls on Team Hot Wheels Firestorm. There was no lighting on Blue Thunder, and there was no Gravedigger at the event.
Yeah, no Gravedigger.
That has changed. No women were there. No women staff. No women drivers. Very much a very interesting historical event.
That's a good way. Yeah.
So that's where this runs. So you get the toy 2 years before this is a real truck.
And it was adjusted for, again, their cultural norms. That's why they did those things. So the commentators didn't understand that. But that Purple Mohawk Warrior is pretty cool to see. I liked it actually. It looked pretty cool with the truck, but we never did see it again. And maybe one day we will see it return in one event or whatever season. I just thought it was really nice. It was a really cool, like a purple reflective body. But here's the toy version. The real life version, by the way, did not have that silver mohawk. We do have a black mohawk on the real truck, but the silver mohawk was featured in the toy. So here's a quick look at that. The rest of it.
This Mohawk Warrior is actually my favorite die-cat. Well, I mean, of course, since the accurate Spin Master ones.
Okay, never mind.
This one is this one's my favorite Hot Wheels version, I should say, of Mohawk. I just liked it. I don't know. I mean, maybe because of the rareness, but
yeah. So great point there. So Mohawk Warrior in purple, so that's number 8, and then number 9. We're back to this guy.
What is
Full
it?
Bore Mud Treads just keeps coming out with the same stuff. So actually, that is a different tailgate, I think. But actually, the hood too. Looks like they took off some sponsors. So maybe this is a variant that I need to chase down. But Full Bore Mud Treads with the Battle Slammer. They did do some mud on the Battle Slammers for that. But we've talked about this one so many times, we're just going to go right through that. But we do have an important one right here. This is the World Finals 15, right? 15 Avenger? Am I counting right? 15, yeah. 15 Avenger purple. So we talked about this also last episode. They were doing one and then the other, like 164 scale, 124 scale, back and forth. And then they did 164 scale last year, 2014. And then 2015, from then on, they started doing both scales every year from then on. So World Finals 15 had a 164 and a 124 scale, and then the rest of them. So this is the purple body, as they call it, of Avenger. It had this scheme. This is the exact scheme that it looked like. In real life, it was actually like a little different in the purple color. I know Tyler Ramirez can attest to that in the comments because he has pictures of it and stuff. But it was a really nice scheme. And World Finals always is a place for Avenger to have a new scheme, so it's nice to have the diecast release of it every year. And only thing I don't like about it is that they give it an orange Battle Slammer.
Yeah, that was
just throws it all off.
A little weird.
Yeah.
But,
but
Phil, what do you think about the World Finals 15 scheme?
Yeah. So this is like the meme Avenger. Okay, so you folks will remember like this time frame in Monster Jam, everything was purple.
As purple as it gets, Phil.
As purple as it gets, folks. And so Polo comes out with a purple body. If you zoom in just enough on that Avenger logo, you see like the if Ryan's gonna zoom in, you see like the logo where that Avenger's sitting in. That's definitely like the Fox Sports 1 logo.
Can I get closer? Oh no, that's it. Okay, I was gonna
I
say.
don't know. You keep moving.
Yeah. There we go.
Yeah. So that's definitely the Fox Sports 1 like outline, and they put the name Avenger because everything was FS1, 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 and the Cletus like da. So like this whole truck was just a big joke meme. So
I noticed that too. I'm glad I'm not the only one who thought that.
In case no one knew that's the FS1 logo.
But I wasn't. I always thought that, and I thought I was crazy for thinking that. So good deal.
Yeah. So the comments were, it was a dark purple in real life with big, huge metallic flakes in it. I do recall that very specifically in my memory too. So this was a little bit light for it. It's like almost like a magenta, almost close to candy striper pink Spectra Flame color. But Avenger from World Finals 15, pretty cool to see it there. And next up is the return of Zombie. The one major modification to Zombie is that they have removed the tie. So the real life Zombie no longer is running it, so they did remove it from the diecast to save on cost, or just remove it to be accurate to the real life truck. So I do miss the tie. It was like a little character piece to Zombie, but there it is. Zombie getting another release with a pretty good looking Battle Slammer for this specific truck, matched well. And then we have Mega Rex, which debuted last year. So this was another return of Mega Rex again. And then moving on from that, because it's the same thing, we have another release of a Track Ace Tires Hot Wheels.
Why?
Well, we're not moving fast. It's just a very, very slow start. But it picks up.
Yeah, we're about to grab something real big here. So here's Ice Cream Man. This is the biggest one of the year. I think this is like the biggest pickup for the year. It's, in my opinion, my truck of the year, and I was waiting so long for this. I was calling my local grocery stores, Targets, Walmarts, waiting for them to get it in. This was like the one truck out of all my career that I chased like over and over every day. I was checking to make sure it was in stock, and then finally it was in Albertsons, a local grocery store right down the street. So, man, I love this truck, and I love what Hot Wheels did with it. It was a great release here. So I'll let everyone else talk about it. So Phil, what do you think about Ice Cream Man's first release?
So definitely a big popular horse here. We've had first got Racing Cane in 2013. So with the team right like that same year, they expanded to 2 trucks. Ice Cream Man. Not a lot of people know that the original Radical Rescue driver, Ron Cochran, was under consideration to drive Ice Cream Man. There's a video of him testing the truck out there, and also Opie Barbareta or Macarena. He was a mud truck guy. They went with Scott Sweat as the inaugural driver, who I know a lot of people went to see drive. No Sweat, I think, was his mega truck that he ran on the FS1 tour when they did the mega trucks that one year. Then TJ Tripp drove Ice Cream Man, who went on to be still is a successful Monster Jam technician. Then you get in Buddy Tompkins and Roy Pridgeon and Kristen Hope. So a lot of our still continued stalwarts of Ice Cream, especially Roy Pridgeon, is probably one very much synonymous with Ice Cream Man. What a great concept this truck is. It's a legit ice cream truck. I remember when this truck first debuted too, there was another ice cream truck running. It was called Sweet Tooth, the newest truck out of Dave Reif's mind. The Sweet Tooth did not last like very long. I don't know the reasoning why on that 100%, but Ice Cream Man has still stayed the test of time. It's an ice cream truck. I mean, it's Ice Cream Man. I mean, you can't get it wrong. This thing's got ice cream all over it, and I think Hot Wheels did a very good job. Even I don't know if we showed the front grille here. Obviously, the truck.
Sorry, that's a very important piece.
The truck went to Dodge or a Ram front clip. Obviously, Hot Wheels didn't do that approach here. I say obviously, but then again, we've had the Backdraft for so many years that had that Dodge inspired front clip. But Ice Cream Man doesn't. It gets a nice generic clip here. I don't think that's an issue at all. It's what it is. The frame is even the right color too. It's like that dark navy blue. The red rims should be spot on. You got the Emily oil all over. That's been such a huge supporter of the team. I think I agree. And, unfortunately, I kind of highlight the rest of the checklist for this year.
Okay. Slammer, yep.
I do think that this probably is the truck of the year. I really don't see any issues here. It's a great iconic truck. Even like the textures. I know it's hard to see in these pictures, but
it has the bolts on it, body bolts.
Little molds and the rivets. So they really detailed this one up very well. You could tell that this one was definitely a love project for the Hot Wheels design team. Like we're excited to make this.
Yeah. I totally agree with all that, and this was definitely my truck of the year. And it's just, I love the color scheme. It's just so bright, and especially for kids, the Ice Cream Man obviously is something they can all connect to. So having a monster truck of it, even if they haven't seen it at a show, just makes sense. So very, very nice to have this release. And you can see here, this is the Cowcatcher Battle Slammer. So it's the first time we're actually receiving it this year. So if you want to see what that's that there. Actually, the most difficult Battle Slammer to get on because it didn't fit between the wheels. You have to
it would catch
maneuver. To get it on. So that was a real pain, but that was a fun one to see.
What do you think, RJ, about Ice Cream Man?
Oh, I thought you said
truck of the year. I mean, I agree with you. Truck of the year is not too much I can add because it's still I still have two of these in package just because of how the emphasis was on this truck and how important it was that year. Truck of the year, loved it.
Yeah, I think I had 2 as well for a long time, and then I traded away. But Ice Cream Man. So there's that, and then we have another Edge Glow, which this one actually makes a little sense here with the orange. So orange Edge Glow Max D. It has a maroon fork Battle Slammer, or I think we used to call it Barricade, actually. So there's that. And do we really need to – we talk about this one?
I would say just it fits in. Actually, I think it looks real cool because it has the gray rims. So, we always talk smack about these Edge Glows, and we kind of powered through them. But I do like this one. I think it actually is pretty clever.
Yeah, it's one of the best ones. I mean, last year was Gravedigger Edge Glow, so we get a Max D Edge Glow finally here. And, I think both of them are probably 2 of the best ones.
Yep. All right. So Max D, and then moving on to Crustacean, which we've seen a couple times before now, 2 years in a row, or 3 now in a row. So there's that. With the Battle Slammer, it's the I think they call it the chicken. Someone's in the comments. They used to call it the chicken foot or whatever. So
I remember that.
How did that even fit on Crustacean? I know we mentioned it a couple times, but some of these trucks, they have to be really hard to put the Battle Slammer on.
No, that went right in the middle. There was no issue there, right here. Yeah. The Cowcatcher was an issue because it was wider than this, so you had to go between the rim and then click it on. It was just weird.
At that point, you might as well break it. Yeah.
Yeah. And Blue Thunder, again, this one gets a Cowcatcher as well. Don't quite understand why, and it's maroon, but here it is. We're talking about this one last episode, or last year. And then we get, I don't know what this means, but there's a error on this number, but here is the Barbarian. So Barbarian, regardless of whatever the error number is, this is the updated scheme of Barbarian. So it's a new look. You can see right there. And it's the red and blue look, as I call it. So I'll let Phil talk about this because he has the info on Barbarian.
Yeah, you know what? I don't know why that's an error. I don't see a Barbarian anywhere else on the page. So next time we talk to Boss Man Patton, we're going to have to ask him about that because that – I think it's a number error because number 17 is also Blue Thunder.
Oh, okay. That's probably why. Yeah.
But there's no other Barbarian that comes out, so I'm not –
might just clip that off. Just keep it 17-17.
Yeah, that's weird. This is a new scheme for Barbarian. This is the scheme that the truck basically runs today. I know change the color scheme, but it's the same base scheme. This is the scheme Devin Jones runs in his World Finals appearances. It's very much a lot sharper and a lot more bold. The name Barbarian. I think when you look at some of the other Barbarians that come before this, it's like a nice script cursive. This one, it's loud. It's Barbarian, like it's right there. Mm-hmm. You got the TYG. That's thank you God there. What other logos we have on here? Just see North County or North Star. They sponsor Showdown now. There's Kaboom Motorsports. That's the name of Devin's team. I don't know if a lot of people know that. Kaboom Motorsports. There.
I think the roof of the real truck has like the cross in the Bible or something like that, doesn't it?
Usually you get DMFJ on there. That's Devoted Man for Jesus, unless you ask somebody else. Otherwise,
I think Ryan's right. The real truck had the cross in the Bible on it.
Yeah, up here, I'm pretty sure.
Wording.
Obviously, they can't put that on there.
We got the PYG on there. Devin.
Yeah.
You know what's cool about Devin? He does a lot for his local community and a lot of his local church. I remember at one point he was selling. I want to say one point. This is maybe this time frame 6 years ago. He was selling shirts online, and he said just make the check payable to whatever his church is. So he wasn't making a profit on any of his shirts. He just said just write a check to the church, and I'll mail you a shirt. So
yeah, Devin's a cool guy, great guy. I enjoy every time I get to run into him when I go to shows and whatnot. So, yeah, I mean, well, he's from Oklahoma, so of course he's a great guy. Anyway, yeah, this paint scheme was huge for me. Obviously, being an in-state truck, it's awesome to see on the pegs. And this update was very nice, very nice. And I think the next one's an X-ray, or the last one's an X-ray. So this one was very crucial to get as a standard.
You know, I did 2 tours with Devin Jones in Monster.
You did.
So.
All right. Next up is the return. I don't think we got it last year. The return of Samson. Same look. A couple updates, like the logos have been changed for the 2 major logos. But besides that, I don't think there's anything new with Samson itself. So we're getting just a return of Samson.
No, yeah, Samson doesn't change its scheme here for another year or so. But at that point, it's not. They're not making the Samson toys anymore, so that's a shame. It's one of those ones where if we were doing classics or throwbacks of some kind, like you can just find a way to do some of these other Samsons. Like there was even the red, white, and blue Samson that was originally American Gladiators. That would be such an easy one. It just adds something different. I know Samson's Samson, but up until this year where we changed the real truck changes to purple, Samson from American Gladiators to now is basically always a blue truck. So that's a significant change.
Yeah. So Samson, and then another repeat or returning truck from last year is Megabyte. I have no idea why they used a green Battle Slammer here.
Yeah.
But it could have been silver with the red. That would have worked.
Yeah,
fine. I'm thinking maybe the battle slammers are supposed to be more obnoxious or like in your face.
Yeah, maybe.
But like you choose, there's just like this forest green on this battle slammer. This is so just out of play. Granted, this whole truck's all gray, so maybe it doesn't pop to begin with. But like to say that we're gonna make it bright green, like it's gas.
The only thing I can think is because red and green are complementary colors of each other. But that's about it.
But
I guess I didn't pay
the
attention.
Max D Edge Glow had a maroon Battle Slammer and it had an orange frame. So
yeah, and a lot of these have like the different shades of orange.
Yeah.
A lot of like the flesh colors. So
yeah. Then Phil, one of Phil's favorite trucks, is back. NEA. It has a red Battle Slammer here, and besides that, there's nothing different about.
There's nothing new, unfortunately. We get a blue one coming up here, but
big stuff.
Not new for NEA.
And returning to the scene here is the Shark Reek. It does have a casting update, so the 124 scale got this a year or 2 earlier, but this time now the 164 scale is receiving the update of the teeth as a new insert. So it's no longer part of the casting. It used to be all of this was metal and didn't have the actual teeth. Now they're using a plastic insert to create the teeth and also whatever you want to call this, the gills or whatever this insert piece is here. It also has an edge glow rotor that's orange. It's a little odd color, but they're also complementary colors of each other on the color wheel, so blue and orange.
They have they have a blue edge glow frame, but
yeah,
let's stick orange on there.
Yeah, and thinking about that, the red Megabyte on the green, which are again complementary, and then orange and blue are complementary colors. Maybe that's what they were looking at from a design point of view. But it's in a very specific way that they complement each other, and I just don't think that this case works well for it, in my opinion. If they had red going on, this would have worked so well with red.
Or blue with the shark swimming in the water.
Yeah. So besides that, anything else to say about this?
Again, it's just a way to make it stand out with these orange frames. There's no red edge glow. Right?
No, I know. I'm saying if they had a red, right, that would have been nice.
Yeah,
they never did red, sadly.
This is the problem. Again, we've said it's times here, but knowing where we're going to stop tonight, you guys are going to be like, wow, we really didn't talk about much. It's like, well, unfortunately, this is a lull year. It does go up a bit, but it's this is the part where it's just very confusing, where some of the decisions are being made. Like, I understand we have to kind of give the same trucks different coats here, but that's very much not substantial. This is number 21. If we're not counting like some of our Edge Glows and mud trucks, so how many new things that everybody had to buy?
4.
You're talking about Dragon. There's a purple Mohawk Warrior, a World Finals Avenger, the Ice Cream Man, and a Barbarian. That's 5 trucks out of 21 there. Maybe if you're feeling frisky and you like the Aftershock or something, even that Max D we all liked, but that's not a lot. And it's very reminiscent of like the beginning parts of some of these other years, like 2009, I know comes to mind. What were you thinking, Ryan?
2014, similar.
Yeah, like just the previous year. It's just very, very sluggish. It's weird decisions that are made, and I don't know what's a what if, like what could have been. I know in like unreleased land, like there was some talk of some trucks that we do get the next year, but it's nothing really substantial. So that's why it's like, man, like there's just not a lot, and like we're gonna move on now, and there's not much to say with. Again, you're gonna see where we stop tonight and realize green pastures are for the next
on the horizon. Yeah.
All right, so. Next up is the return of that maroon El Toro Loco with the new casting, an orange Battle Slammer, and it's on track case tires with the red Spectrum flames. It works, but just the maroon didn't work very well.
We adjust the tooling, but we're still running this inaccurate scheme that really has never existed ever. So I just don't know, except before that one time, before someone yells at me, I don't think they're the same. So it's just very odd here. This is considered a new edition, number 23, Lucas Oil Crusader.
Yeah, it's because it's on the new casting. So I like the new SUV casting. I do agree with it being labeled as a new look because it technically is. And I had no problem with this. It was a nice update because, again, I personally loved the casting updates they gave the trucks. They just give them more, just a better look here with the graphics and how they fit. So that's my opinion. But it was weird how the Battle Slammer here, they specifically chose one that limited the space of printing, and they only called it Crusader on there. That was just something I always noticed with this. They could have used like the any other one really that had that huge.
Any other one.
Yeah, so Crusader was chosen.
They're going to put the shield on it. That's kind of weird. I think this is the first time Crusader has red rims, or is that wrong?
No, you're right, I think.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, they do finally give it the red rims.
So I just don't know why this is considered first edition. I mean, I really don't call any of our other new tools I think there's like one other, but not all the new tools are considered first editions. Yeah. So
it might be because they did the body and the rims they wanted to really,
just to maybe make everyone feel like
I can see we're both.
Yeah. All right, so Lucas Oil and then Prowler. We're moving right through this one because we've already seen it so many times. But Prowler's back again, same look, same everything, and just has that Battle Slammer in maroon. This time with the chicken claw, and then Cletus is back. So here it is with a Cowcatcher Battle Slammer, and again, I guess maybe they just couldn't do sponsorship names on the Battle Slammers because now it's just called Cletus, and they have ample
room for a Fox Sports 1 logo.
Yeah. Yeah. So there's Cletus. Is this the same scheme as last year? It is, right?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, okay. So we saw that last year, appeared at number 80 of last year, last case of the year. And then Scooby-Doo is back again. Same thing as the previous year. So it debuted last year in 2014, and now it's back with the Cowcatcher Battle Slammer. And then here's a big one. So Medusa, we talk about her a lot because every time we see her truck, it's a new variant of it. So this is now a new variant of Medusa. This one I had a problem with because they tried to pass this off as the one Brianna Mahan ran at World Finals, which had a similar but different scheme.
Not even close, Ryan.
Yeah, it's very different. And when I had posted about this when it came out back in 2015, and I tagged Brianna, I said, Hot Wheels should have done this one. She said, they already did. That's the one I ran. And I was like, no, it's not. That's not what it is. So what I call this is just a revamp of the old Medusa.
Yeah. On
a new tool without those like wrestlers on the edges and her face on the hood. But this is not the one Brianna ran at World Finals. Well, unfortunately, never received a diecast of that. So this is just the revamp on the extended cab tooling. It looked pretty good, though. I'll give it that.
Yeah, it did look good.
And you can see it has a 2-time champion tailgate, the updated hood, which this specific SEMA Medusa never ran because, again, the one Brianna ran had the M, but it was different colors. So there's your Medusa, and it has a Battle Slammer in there. If we want to talk about this, Phil, anything?
Yeah, so that Brianna Mahan Medusa runs in 2015. She runs it in the. She makes the main. No, she runs Showdown.
Yeah.
Or is that in 2014?
No.
Hold on. No, she runs Showdown driving a Medusa for sure, right?
But I thought she was in the main show because I remember a free.
Well, wasn't that was the next year, wasn't it? That was the next year because Medusa. Okay, Medusa didn't run World Finals in 2015.
Yes, you're right. Yes,
into the WWE Hall of Fame. The next year, Medusa was out on injury, so Brianna came back again.
Right.
In her Medusa, but she runs that Medusa in the Showdown in 2015. Tunes back me up here. I'm making sure I'm
just
remembering the red light phenomena.
So but everyone has the same idea of what I'm talking about, and this is the famous photo.
Yeah, it's clearly different.
You can see. So the Medusa logo is now white, and then this red and blue is really, powerful, and this is just the blue.
It's basically like an inverse truck.
Yeah,
I mean,
basically yes. Yeah, and it's not that truck. So I don't
like we just switched the whites and the reds.
The non-BKT days.
Yeah, but it looks good, and I wish would have got a diecast of it.
And I know we knock it. Granted, this is what number 28, so this comes out probably mid-year, like spring of time, anyways. There's no way like that. The truck runs in March. It doesn't show up in your toy shelf like the next week. It doesn't work like that. Even if you had like prior knowledge, knowing that Medusa was going in the Hall of Fame, which the way that things are announced in wrestling land, that wasn't the case either. So it's not like they may have that thing in the back burner from like years past, but that's still not. It wasn't. So I don't fault them for that. Again, this was probably because Medusa didn't want another pink truck. Because again, I want to hear the whole Medusa battle. We've talked about it like 2001 or 2002 when the first Medusa truck comes out. So this is just kind of play on the original one. It's updated. It's with like the pink Medusa graphics and they red, white, and blue.
It's modernized is what it is. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what you get here.
Yep. And they do call it a new look because it is an updated.
It technically is new. I mean, it is fresh. RJ, what are your thoughts on that?
Just wish it was the one that Bree ran. Honestly, like that's the first thing I had said when I got that one in my hand was like, dang. But I like it. It's a refresh. It's not the right one, but.
Yeah. And then moving into number 29, it's the Shoe Monster Mutt with the.
We got a dirty.
Whoa!
Dalmatian.
The dirty loaf.
Whoa! Breaking news, folks.
What is it?
There's a new Excalibur on the circuit.
Oh.
What?
And it's being ran by the Pagliarulos.
What?
Wow.
Where is this coming out of? I haven't seen it. Oh, I see it. I see it now.
Waiting for my Instagram to load. I'm sure it's the first. Ooh, that looks good. Wow.
And they'll be talking about more information. Mike Nickel, Charlie Pauken, and Matt Pagliarulo will be on conversations with Scott Douglas tomorrow night. So learn about the new Excalibur.
Looks great. Looks incredible. They even got the headache rack in the back with the lights on it. That's incredible. Star Creations.
I was going to say Star had to have a role in that. They're amazing.
Yeah. No, their logo is right next to.
I haven't seen the photo on my own Instagram.
No, you're good. I'll send it to you.
Yeah.
That is gorgeous.
I already assumed they had a role to play in that whole thing. All right, so that's really cool news, and I remember Charlie's post from yesterday, so that makes much more sense. Want to pivot back here, or do you want to keep going on with this?
I mean, it's just.
Back to our show.
Phil, you beat me
the
to
Monster Mutt Dalmatian, the shoe Mud Treads. I think we've seen it before.
Yeah, we haven't. Have we seen the Mud Treads one? I don't think we have of this specific body. Not yet, because last year it was the shoe. Yeah, no, not yet. This is the first year for the Mud Treads Dalmatian in the shoe form. And then if you notice here, 16 to 30, we have 2 crustacean this year. And this is actually the updated scheme of crustacean, not the casting. That's next year. But
yes, that is updated.
Gets an update, and it is the fisherman edition of crustacean. So this is really cool to have. So you can see the roof here. I'll let Phil talk about that. in a moment. But there's also an update to the claw band, or the claws, which were the claw bands. So McLaughlin Seafood printed on. It was pretty blurry because it had to go through the 3D edge. So next year you'll see their attempt to fix that, which is actually a pretty good attempt in fixing it. But for now, we're just stuck with the original claws, kind of just getting like a print onto them. Phil, tell us about this fisherman, because I know there's a story behind it.
He's just a fisherman, I guess. So Greg Witchenbach is from Maine. So here's Fishy Fish, and there's the guy. Somebody that's in on the joke probably knows a little more on Old Boy here, but I don't.
The head's backwards. Anyone notice that?
Yeah, I did.
It's
when
like Exorcist, broken neck.
He's like swiveling his head.
Yeah. It's kind of crazy.
Me? Huh. Anyway.
Yes, so there's the fisherman crustacean. So cool update, and next year we'll actually receive another new crustacean.
Holy.
And Gravedigger Legend is back again with now back-to-back racing championship on the tailgate. So that's an update. Correct update, really nice. Has a battle slam that's very similar to Son of a Digger. And I think all 3 Gravedigger fleet trucks, which include Son of a Digger in this case, have the silver fist battle slammer with their logos. So it's like a trio that they got, which was a nice continuity. But there's the update to that. And then Batman is back, but it actually has an update. So I hate that orange battle slammer one, but the Batman now is here with a new casting. This actually debuted, if I recall the time correctly, it actually debuted in the doubles packs first, and people flipped out, and were like, oh my gosh, Batman got updated. And you can see they actually did do a pretty good job. They have the 3D bat symbol on the back, which the real truck did have when it started running the silver bat symbol scheme. The one we saw prior to this with the wings and stuff and the exhaust on the back was never run with the silver logo. They hadn't updated it yet, but Hot Wheels did get to it in 2015. It is pretty accurate to the real truck. Phil, what are your thoughts on this new update of Batman?
My comment back to the crustacean, the outline of the fisherman. Got a text from the czar himself, Brian Z. Patton. He reminded me that they outlined Chris Sawicki for the fisherman. So that is actually the Stink Dicky on the roof, the now driver of Lumberjack. So that makes me smile. Okay, Batman. Yeah, it's cool update here. When Batman even changed, it was in the later years of its lifespan anyways. I don't even think the truck runs at this time frame of it. Now, like Seasock is, but it does not last much longer. So this casting change is almost too little too late. But I think it's pretty cool and admirable that they actually did it. So I think it's pretty cool. I think it's accurate. Yeah. So yeah, it's something fun, and it's we've been getting that same Batman even before the truck even was a real life truck. So a nice
2003 or 2002, 2003.
Yeah, so 2003. So it's nice, nice change.
Yeah, I mean it's a nice update. It's nice to see. I liked this mold of Batman a lot better. And it was a lot less smoky, obviously. Less wing, less danger there. I like this version best.
Yeah, and this will be the last new Batman until Spin Master takes over. So this is there's 3 Batmans in the history of Batman, and that's the second one. So there's that. And then we're on to the Track Ace Return of Gravedigger, and there's that Battle Slammer I was talking about. So there's a continuity between the 3 silvers. But we've talked about this before. It's just the only difference here is the roll cage is rounded. And then there's also a variant where it's a straight cut roll cage. So nothing new about it, regardless of the 2 variants there. The body's the same and the wheels are the same. And then we're hopping into some pretty cool stuff. So this one is a big one. So welcome to the field, a chase piece, the first Monster Jam chase piece, the Blackouts. And you can see I even updated this here to have the chase piece symbol. So there's a lot to talk about with this, actually, because Scott Buteau posted on his Instagram before 2015 got rolling. This was about mid-year when we got our first chase piece, and he posted.
You have that loaded or no?
Huh?
Okay, keep going.
Okay. Anyway, Scott Buteau posted on his Instagram a picture of like this kind of blacked out Hot Wheels, but it didn't have all of its graphics like monotone, just black. It was white and red and a little bit of like black on the fender. And we were asking him, like, what is this? And he says, it's the new Blackout series. And everyone's like, what is that? And then the list was announced for the year, and there was 3 Blackouts. And we were all, like, wondering, what is a Blackout going to look like? And so we all made videos based off of his photo. But that photo was a complete opposite of what actually was released for Blackouts. And this turned out to be what the Blackouts were. The second thing to note with the Team Hot Wheels Firestorm Blackout is that on top of it being a chase piece, which means not every single case receives them, especially for Hot Wheels, where they randomly distribute a chase piece per case. And there's plenty of cases that are packed normally, and then some like little specks are thrown out, and then there's some out there. But for this specific release of the first chase piece Monster Jam truck, this is actually the rarest blackout because it trends more towards what we would call super treasure hunts in Hot Wheels land, Hot Wheels car land, which are the rarer chase piece. There's two like forms of a chase piece. And then everything else after that was a normal treasure hunt rarity, which they're not easy to find, but they're also not too difficult to find in most cases. But this one holds a pretty big value and price nowadays because of how hard it was to find. I think the most common place to find this specific truck was really odd. It was GameStop. And for the next one, which we'll talk about is Gravedigger, that was like found in Kohl's most of the time. And then Dragon was found in Target. So there's like really specific places where these were found. But Hot Wheels, just because it was found in GameStop most of the time, was just inherently hard to come by.
It was an auto parts store, so.
Yeah, auto parts stores also got them as well. But they were few and far. So you can see here, they even have a little special symbol. It says 2015 special edition. They changed the Hot Wheels logo to be black and gold. And the Battle Slammer also has black graphics on it.
Yeah.
And then the other thing about a blackout is that the graphics are this new system that they created for Hot Wheels, and then they use on their trucks. They're actually 3D raised graphics. So everything you see here is like a 3D edge, and you can actually feel them. So they're really, really cool. Same thing applied for the Battle Slammer. They use the same technology. And then the base coat was a matte black paint color, and then the top was a glossy 3D graphic. So they were really unique, and I love the Blackout series. You can see it has also black rims with gold beadlocks. Every single Blackout will have highlighted beadlocks to match its original scheme, and then it has a black chassis. There's only one in the history of Blackouts that has a different color chassis. I think it's Max D, but we'll talk about that in a future episode. So anyway, Blackouts, really awesome piece, a rare piece. What do you think about these, Phil?
I think it's a long time coming to have what the Hot Wheels collectors call a treasure hunt in the Hot Wheels Monster Jam line. I think it's something that's always been kicked around, but never knew the execution. Knowing that this isn't a toy line mainly for kids, but I think now is the good time to do it, and it's now the genesis of making it what it is now from everybody. All the major monster truck companies do some sort of a chase, and if you're an adult collector, you're very familiar with chase pieces and that realm. So I know there's a lot of hesitancy that this is now coming into the Monster Jam, that it was very much like a sacred thing. Like there's no chases in Monster Jam. Yeah, there's the hard finds, but nothing that's considered a chase piece. And now there is. So I don't think these are produced to the level of like a treasure hunt. I think there are more of these like around, but it is enough to cause hysteria. So yeah. That's my thoughts there. Ryan, do you have a picture of the original Blackout?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's on the Forbidden set. Let me go find it.
This one was the first one. The last one they made was what, Higher Education?
Probably.
Blackouts, probably. Those are the only two Blackouts I found, funny enough. I didn't find a Gravedigger. I didn't find a Max D or El Toro or Dalmatian or the cool ones. It was just, well, I mean, there's nothing wrong with Hot Wheels and Higher Education. I love the Higher Education one.
But I don't have the photo of that. I could scroll through endlessly on Scott Buto's Instagram to find it, but it's going to take me a minute to do. That was a long time ago, 2015. I'll find it, though. I'm pretty sure it's a different. They have the rendering of that one that they had on Race Awards, but it was that same thing, but like darker. It was weird. It definitely wasn't the same thing because we just saw that. But anyway, while I look for that in the next one, we'll talk about this next piece. So that's the first Blackout and the first chase piece. Then we hop into the return of this Jurassic Attack, so track case tires. Yes, it's returning. Track case tires, Jurassic Attack. So we do get a couple repeats. It kind of throws me off sometimes. So Jurassic Attack's back again, and then the return of the Patriot yet again with the same 10-year anniversary scheme. So there's that, and then we have finally something new here. So I'll let Phil talk about this one because this is bad news, and there's a lot to talk about with it. So Phil.
What's new with bad news? Well, it's finally our purple scheme.
Yep.
Standard edition.
That's it.
But it's on the new tool. So sorry, folks, if you wanted it on that old tool, you're going to have to suffer with an X-ray and a mud truck. They label it first edition here again, kind of like our Crusader, which still doesn't make much sense, but they do it anyways. So, yeah, this is our bad news. We don't change the scheme on the truck for like a bit here, so there you go.
Scott Puto has so many posts; it's going to take me a long time to get down.
I mean, you get it. The ones that wanted it in a regular edition get it. Finally, the collectors get what they want. You know, a bad news that's clean. It has no addition or add on to it. Different, nothing. It's how it should be. It's a tour accurate version. If you wanted to go that far, it's good to see for collectors this year, or in that year, I should say.
You know, I can't remember if Scott. I think he might have deleted that post because Hot Wheels said not to post that. That was like the original plan.
No, I have it like buried somewhere. There's no way.
Yeah, I have it too. But I have no idea where it would be. I'm just looking through his 2015 posts.
Oh, this is good.
Darn. Yeah, I'm not seeing it here. There's a chance. Nope. Okay. Yeah, I don't have it. I thought I had it in my photos too. Okay, anyway, it's lost to the world. If Phil finds it, we'll show you guys in either next episode or this episode if he finds it in time. But next up is Metal Militia with a new look. So here it is on the new cab tooling, and it also has his championship on the tailgate. It's 2014 Freestyle Champion, and this was an awesome one. This is also one of those that has the reflective decals. I think this is reflective, if I recall correctly. So this silver here is reflective. Metal Militia is really cool because there's parts of the truck that are the new graphic system. There's parts like the roof and the hood that are old. So these are like painted graphics almost, and they're really, really clear. I don't know why they always did that in certain cases with certain trucks, but this was one of them to get that special treatment. But yeah, this was a really nice addition. I love the casting. It looked really good, and Todd just won. So it's really nice to have it fresh out of the gate there in 2015.
Yeah, this is considered new edition. On the back says Star 2014 champion. So by the time this comes out, he's a 2-time champion. So yippee!
Yeah, kind of a little blemish there, but I liked it. I mean, especially moving forward with how Metal Militia changes, and you don't see Skeleton Buddy up there anymore. I like this version a lot. So
yeah, really cool release of Metal Militia, and then on to finally a new Bounty Hunter.
Yeah.
So it's been so many years that we've had that same blue one over and over and over again, and they give us a yellow one. So yellow's here now, and it has the black and yellow scheme with the classic Bounty Hunter character, Bounty Hunter logo, black rims, and the new SUV casting. So yeah, it's a pretty simple scheme, but finally something new. So I'll give it that. We do see this for a couple more years, and I don't think we ever see another new Bounty Hunter from.
No, which is a disaster.
Yeah, so we're stuck with this one, but we do get a really rare, I want to say really rare, a rare variation of an Edge Glow in the future.
Yeah, the yellow.
But for now, we're stuck with just this. So here's Bounty Hunter. Phil, anything to say about the yellow?
Is the yellow one rare? I didn't know that.
No, yellow's rare. What?
Oh, the blue one. That's right. Sorry.
No. The yellow roll cage came on the 5-pack. We'll talk about it in the future episode.
Hold on, fellas. Okay. It's cool to finally see this, but again, this is literally the time where Jimmy is changing all the schemes of Bounty Hunter. It seems like every week, and there was 2 of them at the time. So it's the feel landlocked that this is it. This is the Bounty Hunter we have to deal with for the end of time is very unsettling. Also, this is maybe the most bare-bone, neutered Bounty Hunter of all time. This truck always has a lot more going on.
Oh, yeah.
The sponsor logos especially, and we just get this just feels naked and robbed.
Yeah.
There's really no substance to any of the graphics here. So this just did not do it for me. I'm happy we got it, but it just feels so off to me.
A weak way to go out, Phil. Just a weak way to go out. Is that what you're getting?
What is that?
Like they didn't put any effort into this. They're just like, yeah,
absolutely.
Jimmy had a yellow and black one. We'll just use that for the end of time.
I don't understand.
I think there was an orange and black one at this time, a blue and white one at that time. Like, yeah,
all right, here we go. Number 40. So
do I need to start with Siren? Is it time?
This if you want to do a siren?
Oh, I'm not. I was just kidding. But.
Okay. So before we hop into the photos of this truck, back in 2015 when the first list was announced, at the time Doomsday was my favorite truck, and people won't think of it as their favorite most of the time, but it was my favorite truck, and I just enjoyed like the mystery of it. But I was really excited to see how Hot Wheels attempted the different casting that Doomsday had, which it did have a different body than NEA. It had a different front clip, and it did have the side circles. So you can imagine my extreme disappointment when I waited half of a year for Doomsday to come out, and then they released what we're about to see, and I kind of had to blink twice and like think, oh, maybe they just made like an accident. Maybe it's just like a misprint or paint. No, it wasn't. All right, Doomsday, everyone. So the mystery truck Doomsday is here, but it is on the NEA casting. Has the circles, has the front circle, doesn't have the front, whatever the heck you want to call that thing, and no circle here. So Doomsday was no longer my favorite truck after that point. I was just done. I still love Doomsday, but I love the real truck, not the toy one. So anyway, the cool thing about it is that it did have a battle slammer, but it was a blank one, which makes sense because the mystery driver and the whole thing, is blank. So it would have been nice, though, to have this. They have like a custom Doomsday logo for it. And I think in a future release of something, or maybe not. I thought they got a release with something that had it printed on. But anyway, I digress. So this is Doomsday. It's just a black NEA body with a red stripe and the 2 logos here. Realistically, the truck runs no logos, so these should just not be there. But Hot Wheels, of course, has to be there. And for the Monster licensing toys, they do add it on. Besides that, that's it. That's your Doomsday, and this is what we're stuck with for the rest of Doomsday's existence in the real fleet and in the toy form. And then it disappears from the fleet after Colt Stevens obviously becomes the driver of FS1 Cletus. So it's relatively short-lived. Cool mystery thing. I loved what they did with it. I love that it had World Finals appearances. That it, in my opinion, beat Maxi that year, but can't have the mystery driver win. So it's funny. But Doomsday was really, for its time, I loved the concept.
Oh yeah.
I'll leave the toy out of its real existence. I actually, for the St. Jude auction, purchased the front clip of Doomsday just because it's such a unique piece to me. Like the shape of it and the way it changed NEA from Doomsday, and made those 2 different things. But I do hope it gets a second attempt at some point in the future of the new company. But Phil, Doomsday, here it is.
Yeah. So okay, I know I'm also a big Doomsday guy because they're the same trucks.
Good.
Okay.
But I know why we don't make a new tool here. I know it makes people sad, but also to know we're going to really budget for Doomsday to remove 2 circles off the truck.
Yeah.
So I understand why we don't do it, but when you take that away, that's literally all this truck is. It is a black truck with some red LEDs.
The stink bug.
When RJ tells his thoughts, this is the last truck we're going to talk about tonight, and we'll just ramble for a bit.
Okay.
Because we'll make next week beefier here because there's also not a lot after this special edition. Go ahead, RJ. Because
okay. Well,
we're gonna have some fun here.
I got you. I'm a big Doomsday advocate. I love Snakebite, and I know that might cringe people when I compare like a mystery driver to a mystery driver, because I guess Colt had a name, right? The Doomsday you didn't know, so this was a little bit more of a mysterious truck. But this was top 5 truck of the year for me, even though the mold is not right, and that bugged me just like it bugged Ryan. Like I was so disappointed. It still didn't like kill the truck diecast for me because it was still Doomsday. We still got it, and I was just so grateful we got it because they didn't even have to make it, and they did. So it was really nice to see it. Go ahead, Phil. Whatever you want to ask us about. Probably how many different drivers drove this truck, and I know like some, but not all.
All right, folks.
Yeah, that's probably what it is.
It's been like 7 years. We can talk about it.
Or are we going to pull it back? Are you going to pull the curtain back, Phil?
Whoever edits Monster Truck Wiki, let's roll the sleeves here because we're going to blow some minds. All right. So everybody knows Colt Stevens was unveiled as the driver of Doomsday. Okay?
All right.
That's the primary driver of Doomsday when it competed. There was also there are 2 other times where Doomsday competed in an event.
Oh, yep.
3. At least 3. There's some others, okay? There was the World Finals.
Yep.
It competed in 2 World Finals. Let's make it very clear. Only one person drove that truck in both of those World Finals. His name was Pablo Huffaker.
Yep.
Not telling people Alex Blackwell drove that truck. He did not. It was Pablo.
Yep.
Okay.
He was on actually on the what was it, the award ceremony? He was on the screen.
Yeah,
So.
it's just I know the rumors. Rumors are very poor with this truck, and there's people that do believe this was an RC truck, or I was the driver.
No, you're kidding.
No, maybe you were the driver. You just don't want to tell us. You're masking Pablo.
This is why I don't like mystery things, because everybody's like, oh, I don't know. It's like, it's been 7 years. Let's be transparent. Listen, Cole Culber was like 30 plus years ago. We know it was Gene Patterson.
Yeah.
We can move on with our lives.
Yeah.
Okay. Path of Destruction. There was a Doomsday that ran. That was Steven Sims on the Hook chassis. Okay. When Medusa was hurt, they pulled their truck off the tour in 2016, and they replaced it with a zombie. You have the yellow zombie. The week before, it was a Doomsday. Do you know who drove that Doomsday? Does anybody want to guess?
No.
Go ahead.
The first truck he ever drove in competition, Brandon Vincent.
I should have known.
Wow.
Should have known that.
Okay. Now everybody knows this is an Encore truck. Everywhere we go. I know RJ saw one. That's one of the more easier ones to know. Mark McDonald did it in Oklahoma City. But I think from what I've deduced, we are only missing 2 Doomsday drivers.
Dennis
Anderson has never driven Doomsday.
Dang. Okay. So, one of his sons then.
Both. Okay. So when the truck debuted in Houston, I think that's pretty obvious. Tom Mentz.
Yeah. Yep. You can tell by throttle rhythm on the Andersons. That's how I knew some Anderson drove it.
Then it went to Atlanta. Neil Elliott.
Okay.
Then it went to Tampa. Adam Anderson.
Okay. Yep.
No, not Chris Bergeron. Another horrible.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Oh, Chris Bergeron drove it. I remember that.
Orlando. Ryan Anderson.
Okay.
St. Louis. Carl Van Horn.
Yeah. Forgot about Carl.
Landon Wells has never driven a monster truck ever. The only one that's unconfirmed is Anaheim.
Oof.
I can tell you it's not Tom Mentz. Maybe it is Alex Blackwell. Maybe it's Nicole Johnson. We don't know.
I don't remember the run and how. I guess we need to go back.
I was there for that one. That was my.
Don't tell me about throttle rhythm.
Yeah, tell me about throttle rhythm, Ryan.
People tell me about throttle rhythm. I tell them to leave. Oklahoma City. Mark McDonald. Then it went to Jacksonville. I would like to quadruple check this, but it is presumed that it was Damon Bradshaw in Jacksonville.
Huh. Okay, interesting.
And then it went to Detroit, John Zimmer.
Yeah, I could tell that was John.
Syracuse, John Zimmer.
Yep.
And of course, the World Finals Encore. There was 6 of them.
Oh yeah, that's right.
There was 6 of them.
We had a Doom Encore. I forget that. That's right.
Yeah, that was one of the more forgettable ones, but it was cool.
Yeah, I like it. Yeah.
And these were your participants: John Zimmer, Neil Elliott, Carl Van Horn, John Seasock, Dustin Brown, and Chuck Warner.
I knew Warner was in there somewhere because they had a friend.
A lot of people say Lupe Souza. For some reason, that is not.
There was a front engine chassis, so yeah.
Yeah.
Anytime you see a front end chassis, Chuck Warner's an easy one. John Seasock has posted about it on social media since then, so people know he's involved. Yeah. Oh, and then the Path of Destruction tour that same year, where Charlie Pauken did the Dragon. That was Carl Van Horn driving Doomsday.
Okay.
And now I just ruined everybody.
No, it was
ruined
good.
our childhood.
Listen, that is the fact of the matter.
I didn't know Dustin was a part of the World Finals Encore. Interesting.
No, I think he's driving.
What?
If somebody wants to fight me on any of those, please.
Only one Anaheim.
Oh, Anaheim is the one we don't know.
I would like some actual information. I can base off of what we know about the Doomsdays. I feel confident on saying it's either Nicole Johnson or Alex Blackwell or even one of those. That wouldn't be Frank Krimmel. He would have said something, but there you go. I hope it's the update on the internet. Landon Wells is not a monster truck driver.
14?
Not an RC truck, and it's not Chris Bergeron. Alex Blackwell never drove the truck in the World Finals. There.
I remember it was Landon that everyone thought it was. That was like
because back in the day they had recovery drivers who their whole purpose was to just take the truck off the track. And they're like, "Oh, there's a man in a black fire
Yeah,
suit.
there's a guy in there."
That could be considered racism. Don't do that. That's not right.
They did a good job. Houston, they had the trash bag over top the driver going into the SUV. That was
yeah, they really put on a show for Doomsday in its start, and that was really cool.
Not
To
Charlie
keep it
Prophet,
concealed.
folks. I named you everybody. Okay, that's it. That the Anaheim or bust. That's all you need to tell me, and maybe quadruple check Jacksonville. That's it. It's sold. Case closed. Stop speculating. That's the end of the show. On that, not the end of the show.
I thought I was about to click it. The end of the show. Phil almost called off the show. Yeah,
All right.
Doomsday was fun. They really did put on a good show with Doomsday when it started to become an encore truck.
it.
You know, when it crashed, they would cover with a giant tarp and get someone into an SUV like the Men in Black. You know, it was pretty cool. And they really did use the best methods to keep this concealed. Obviously, it was a different driver every time, but I loved it. I just love the mystery theme, and I hope that maybe one day we'll see it pop back up and we'll have another mystery encore thing. Or it doesn't really need to compete in events, you know. It was a cool encore. I don't know if the competing in events was the best thing ever. I mean, I loved seeing the World Finals. That was cool. But, you know, having a World Finals mystery driver was really cool in itself. But having it on the tour, I can see why they retired it after that point.
Yeah.
Also, the fact that it's such a plain body. There's like, you have Scooby-Doo and Zombie and stuff. And are you going to prioritize this thing over those? No. So an encore truck. It served a very good encore as an encore truck very well. And yeah, Doomsday. So the only thing I can say left with Doomsday is that to the Spin Master people, I'm hoping it's in next year's lineup because when it comes to Spin Master, now we're off the Hot Wheels stuff. So when it comes to Spin Master, I always prioritize what community wants.
Doomsday.
So Bulldozer was always the top one, and that was what I pushed above everything else for the last 2 years, and obviously we got it this year. Doomsday was always second place. So Doomsday, I've been pushing that on that level for the last 3 years now. And I'm hoping it's next year, 2022. If it is, I'm so happy. If it's not, I keep working, you know, my way through the list, and hopefully will make an appearance. But you know, there was actually someone inevitably found inside one of the Monster Jam Spin Master displays, inside the little cart that they push around in the drawer. I can't remember who it was. I should say who it is. Someone on the Instagram community found a picture, or took a picture of the master list of the year, and it showed all these trucks. It had like Fluffy, it had what else was canceled? Wild Thing, and it had a Doomsday an NEA 2-pack, and that was canceled for the reason that Scooby-Doo and Mystery Machine need to take priority,
of course,
because they're IPs, and you know that's really cool. So they did that instead, and they pushed that out. Those two trucks weren't even running at the time that was happening, so it made sense to push them back. It's time to bring them back. We've had a lot of things released. I feel like Retro Rebels or a 2-pack with those two again just served so well.
I think both.
We've also stepped into the realm with Spin Master of plastic bodies with chrome wrap, or at least we're going to.
Ooh, anyway, with that one.
Series 19. So it's coming up here in the pipeline of the fall portion of this year. We're going to have some sort of plastic body chrome truck. So NEA as a plastic body for both colors with a chrome wrap would be insane with the mirror-like finish. Doomsday obviously doesn't need that. It just needs a metal cast.
NEA would be nice.
But knowing Spin Master, knowing how they do things, it will be accurate. That's why I want it so bad. Yeah. I just want to have one and put it on top of the clip I have, or not little, the big clip that I have sitting on my wall. So, yeah, Doomsday, eventually I'm sure it'll happen. But again, it's not the most prioritized truck because, I mean, look at it. It's literally 2 colors. And so I get that. But
kind of like a pickup truck that's silver. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. It's pretty plain, and they try to stay away from those things. So hopefully one day, I look forward to the day that it is released and given justice and all that great stuff. There's just so much time since the time this was released to now, and then 2022 if it comes out that next year. I would love to see it. That's my number one truck for myself, just to put this to bed and say, listen, we got it. The justice was served. 2015 happened. We'll forgive it. Here we are now, and I really want to see. I really want to see it happen. So that's Doomsday. And as far as the real truck, I do hope we'll see like an encore one day, like just out of nowhere, Doomsday is here again and sirens and stuff. And whether or not it's that like crazy conspiracy 3D body, or if it's just this thing again, which it'll probably just be this thing again with a logo on it. Maybe that would be cool to have that red logo on it just to spruce it up a bit. To each their own to what they say, but I do want to actually mention that 3D body was not planned to run. That was just a concept by, I think it was Nicholas, who was working at Monster Jam as a concept artist. He just wanted to do something fun.
Yeah.
You know,
Let's talk about that.
Well, yeah, let's talk about it. So Nicholas I think it's Nicholas that made that. People discovered it inevitably as well. They were like changing the links names like they do, and they found it, and it's like this giant 3D thing. It looks like Beats headphones on the side. That was just his imagination. That was never slated. People are like, oh, that's why they did it so plain, because they couldn't afford it. No, it was just his imagination.
And I want to, I want to talk about that kind of stuff because I don't. We're done talking about the toys tonight, by the way. We're just rambling. I think what the community does not realize is that there are truck ideas that are pitched all the time.
Oh yeah,
and sponsor pitches and so many things that never see the light of day past discussion. So yeah, a couple of them have come out over the years. I think Octonator is a big one that has seen a life of its own. But like there's that truck Apex, that was another one.
Yeah.
Sucker Punch.
Yep.
Yeah, a lot of different things, and none of that. What you're seeing is what it is. They're just the designs and ideas that are pitched. They're not. These are not canceled trucks. If you want to count canceled trucks, you're gonna be in for a rude awakening if you ever get a hold of a thumb drive with sponsor pitches.
Holy! I wonder how many.
That's just business.
Yeah.
I know just a lot of people see that stuff online, and I know the Doomsday has taken a life of its own. Talk about the 3D truck. Oh, the 3D truck. Ah! It's just that is that. You don't see that stuff. Those are just pitches. There's
an unnamed like hourglass looking crazy truck. That's just like they call it the Nicholas truck. It was just his own concept that he created, and everyone's like theorizing that it's part of this new movie. I can't remember what movie it was now. Like
I don't
Godzilla
know.
or something. They're like, oh my god, it's a Godzilla truck. No, that was just like Nicholas's truck. So
and again, it's all pitches, guys. It's like, how do you think sponsorship comes to a property? It's through sponsor pitches.
Yeah.
And the value in their trucks. I mean, Greg Klutz is very fortunate that there was already a truck that involved hair.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a funny one.
Perfect. Straight right into it.
Yeah.
So that's.
I mean, look at like the Bakugan is the most recent like big sponsor truck. They showed this concept sketches, like 20 of them. They do extensive work behind the scene that you never see unless you see it through those kinds of things.
And then you get stuff like the sketches. Like I know, like over the years, you've seen on like some older DVDs sketches of like Sobe and Power Forward. We showed on here Sobe, Power Forward, Maximum Destruction, Monster Mutt,
or even the Monster Geddon, all those.
The 70-something trucks that was supposed to run Marvel Geddon. It felt like
Marvel Geddon, sorry,
Marvel Monster Geddon. So I just frown when I see people assume things and they don't. It's one of those realities that this is a business and decisions are made in the business realm, and know that it functions in a way that ultimately at the end of the day we get a great event and great product. And just be aware that not everything that is conceptual is supposed to be produced.
Yeah. And sometimes you even see those concepts that were like tossed in the drawer and forgotten about come back to life, whether that's in real life or in toy form or in a video game form. The biggest like notable one of this time period is that Octonator. Obviously originally labeled the Kraken far before the Kraken monster truck that Tomfoolery runs was even a thing. Same thing happened with Earthshaker, where it was like a concept years back, and then they just left it to be, and then it just happened to debut the same year as Dirt Crew, or that same time realm, and everyone's like, oh, they copied. there's a lot of things that are just kind of in the drawer, and they pull them out and they use them, or they don't, and that's it.
And nothing was stolen either. It's not like
I know.
About Earthshaker.
That's not me saying that. That's everyone else.
Like again, if everybody's copying each other.
I remember that first dump truck, man.
Yeah, gangrene. But if we're all copying somebody, aren't we all copying Bigfoot? And then by then, is Bigfoot even the first monster truck? So just
Phil always drops that when we talk about these things. No, it's just
that being said, if anybody has questions, I'll take some questions.
Also, Phil, I wanted to note, I only knew Mark drove the Doomsday in Oklahoma City because I saw an orange driver suit inside of it. And I knew
that one discreet. So originally called Megalodon Shark on the season kickoff. Yeah, well, obviously
because they wanted.
It was just called the Shark Truck on the kickoff, from what I remember.
Think it was going to be called Shark.
There's a prime example of concept to finalized thing. They had a shark concept, but they didn't know what to call it yet. So it's not like everything's labeled like Megalodon. Okay, in like 20 years, we're going to do Megalodon. No, there's a shark monster truck. Can't do it with the technology at the time. Let's do it 20 years later, whatever it was, and let's put a new name on it. Megalodon. Makes sense. Megalodon's actually Greek, I think, for big tooth. That's why the figure's called Big Tooth. I just learned that recently in the 2-pack. But anyway, that's a different discussion. So
can we answer poor Dolores here before we get to save the snack? Poor Dolores.
It's already in stores, so there's no need to answer it.
Thank you, Dolores. All right. Sorry. Save the snack.
Okay. In an old video from 2018, you said that Radical Rescue was supposed to be made in 2006, but now it's privated, so I can't back up that claim.
Oh, Ryan, quit making your stuff private. I like watching that.
Made in 2006. Yes, it was. There was some sort of thing that said it was made. It was going to be in 2006. I can't remember what it was, but they had either I heard that from someone on the inside, might have been, or they were planning on making it in 2006, but it didn't come out. Hot Wheels did plan it though. Either it was one of the master lists that they had. I think it was, or I just heard when I asked why they brought it back in a meeting, but it was, and they just didn't bring it back in 2006. They brought it back in 2018, and now till now. So
I remember.
I don't even remember what video that was in. So I doubt I had the checklist.
And then there was only one primary Radical Rescue scheme and body. There wasn't like a weird white one that Marty on Discord likes to believe because he can't.
Yeah, someone put that Lucas Oil Crusaders becoming OCD melt on the wiki, and I laughed.
As the years go on, people get more and more gullible when in fact this information is on the internet. You just guys don't know how to use it correctly.
Oof.
Cold Parks, what happened to all the old 124s on the Brian Z. Pat website? We never had them.
I was going to say, I never saw them. That must be
that was like a whole bygone era. I would like to do just an episode talking about like 124s and rev treads, like in general.
Oh yeah, why not?
Have a place for them to live.
There's some interesting rev treads. I got the zombie with arms right over there looking at me. So I mean, there's
interesting. There's a lot of weird ones. You should.
The reason I private videos is because I don't like how I used to sound and the things I used to say.
That's not a good enough excuse, Ryan.
The things I used to say were not backed up by fact, and now everything I say.
Well, fair, but
yeah, we leave that alone.
We got Monster folks. That's what I'm going to watch.
Are we getting any indies in Dirty to Clean? And no, don't tell me what it is, because last year there was a ton of reveals.
Well,
hold on. Are we getting any indies in Dirty to Clean?
Answer the first part. You don't want any spoilers, but are there indies coming?
I think it's one. Just one.
Okay, there's your spoiler.
That's in the next review. I'm not sure which one it is, but it's in the next review I do in Series 15.
You're gonna have to guess.
One. Yep. Just one.
Man, nobody has goofball questions tonight. Usually we get to the end there. There were some ones earlier.
Man,
we answered a lot at the beginning, waiting for Ryan to get on with the computer. And
we did?
That's when we talk about hero cards, and then like there's just.
I plugged your truck.
Oh, thank you. Oh yeah. On top of that same subject, let me check. Where is it? There's
the new Superstore exclusive.
Yeah, there we go. Found it. Don't forget to get your Digger's Dungeon exclusive if you guys are interested. There's only like 1,000 left, and there was only 3,000 available online. So other options: eBay or visit Digger's Dungeon to get one per customer, or get it as many as you want online right now. There's the rendering. I don't have the photo.
They are picking that up. Might as well get an OCD meltdown if you don't have one.
And
Another one, yeah. OCD Meltdown, go pick it up. And all the cards. These are all RJ's card backs in this
Love to see it.
tub here.
RJ, or well, Ryan.
Look how many. RJ, look how many there are. These are all my unboxed trucks. These are all RJ's decorations.
Here's the answer from the Czar here. No pre-2010 124s, 143s because I did not like them. And God,
Fair
this
enough.
good man, Aloe Bin, God bless him. He buys everything, and I don't know how he does it. That gets real messy, especially now with like the Rev Tread successors from Spin Master and all the 143s from Hot Wheels. They got so many wacky tires on them. Man, forget it. Let me scroll back up here. There's a lot that came in. Just out of curiosity, is there any known information on why Radical Rescue was brought back as a toy on Sucker Punch? See, I've never even seen the Sucker Punch, so I don't know what's going on there.
That's actually a really cool concept. It wasn't. Sucker Punch was made off of the Radical Rescue body
mold. Right?
Nick just modified it with his own artwork. It's not like that was based off of this. It was Radical Rescue's casting or body or whatever 3D model, and then he applied artwork onto it. That's it, and removed the ladders. I'll show you, Phil. Hold on 1 second.
Well, he does that. Well, we'll talk about Radical Rescue more when it actually comes out. So
I remember that. That was probably their best case of like their history, and it was the second to last case.
There it is.
I remember that case.
Punch. So it's got like pinstriping and stuff. It's got white walls. And
yeah, so I wonder why we got that. I don't know. That does
I got this too, but it's not as cool.
I like it though. It's actually really cool. It looks really good on the Radical Rescue body.
And then we still get Radical Rescue. That's a modern day mystery that just baffles me. Everybody.
Yeah, I honestly have no idea why. Well, I mean, I get why Hot Wheels did it just to kind of have it come back, and it was a 2006 concept or whatever. Ignore that FaceTime. Okay, sorry about that, studio. And anyway, that's Sucker Punch. So that's that answered. And it wasn't. Sucker Punch was not based on Radical Rescue. It was just
moving on. What pages are best to follow for breaking Monster Truck Monster Jam
Monster
news?
Truck Collectors.
Monster Truck Collecting Facebook group, man. I post breaking news all the time, and
we just did it during the podcast.
I just did it during a podcast with Excalibur here. I'm not the first, but I have the biggest reach. So,
oof.
And then the kids on Instagram try to post the same stuff, but they don't know how to do it correctly. So, I give them talkings every now and then. They try hard, but they ain't know me. So please join our Facebook group. Also follow the Monster Truck Racing Open Challenge. That's a great way. What's the problem, Phil Martin? If you're watching the podcast,
what?
There is no mystery Radical Rescue.
Why are you saying it like that? Is everything spaced out?
No, because I'm typing at the same time.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Also, Nathan, I see you in the comment. Thank you, sir.
Gravedigger Wild Tracks toy should be made. What is that? Oh, that's that tank.
Oh, yeah, the tank.
Yeah, that'd be kind of fun.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I'd like that.
Top underrated truck from the early 2000s. What are you talking about, Marty?
Gravedigger anniversary. Maybe. No, I guess it's not.
Good question, actually. I want to answer this one. Edge glow trucks do not glow in the dark. They actually glow under a UV light. They actually produce a really bright glow. That's the only time you'll see them glow. There are no glow in the dark edge glows.
I thought you said really light.
So was Sucker Punch about the movie? The font looks similar. That could be what that was, actually. Maybe Nicholas made that. Or was it a pitched concept that they just canceled? Who knows? We'll never know. But Sucker Punch definitely was an interesting thing.
Ryan, Edge Glow is black light, right?
Black light, UV light, yeah, either one. Those both work, yeah. Okay. And also we'll charge your glow-in-the-dark trucks, both of those options, because they're both the same thing.
That's not what I heard from your server, Marty.
Loud clacks.
Sounded like a teacher putting in grades at the end of the day.
Yeah, all angrily.
Tall RJ.
I said that,
card bow. I'm in the collecting group. No, there's only one place. Everybody tries. They ain't us. So
true.
They even tried to secede one time in the UK monster collecting. I love that.
Yeah, there's so many people. You try to again, guys. This is if people don't know, the monster truck collector's
You can't
name
be an original.
has been going since 2003. So we ain't messing around.
Can't be
What
the
happened to Steve Reynolds and Rob Nell? I don't know what happened to Steve Reynolds. Rob Nell still lives in Paxton. He works there locally. And also, can we get a Rachel Edwards montage? Maybe down the road here we can piece together greatest hits or something. Who else? Phil is superior with news. It's a labor of love. And actually, I just was. I have a lot of tips and tricks, and actually, one of my trick links just expired on Facebook. Facebook used to have a feature back in. If you guys remember this, whenever you were able to search something on Facebook, there used to be a button that says "Live," and it would give you every post from that just came in with those keywords. Now the search bar is a mess. You search monster trucks, and you find anything that has nothing to do with what you're looking for, or it's just very broad. It does not give you people's posts. And I've been living off of a live link forever, and now it just stopped working. So I think that might have been the RIP. Otherwise, I'm gonna have a hard time finding a lot of things. So that concerns me. Instagram's hashtags are not very strong.
Yeah.
Facebook does have some search features, but they're, again, so broad. I can search monster trucks, and they used to have it where you can search by month. Now it's only by year. So if this is November, I need something about what's going on in current land for 2021. I hit the 2021 button, I find monster truck posts from January. That doesn't help me.
Let's play some sad music in the background for Phil.
Well, that's how I stay informed, and I don't like having to message people over and over looking for information. That's wrong. And I get to see what's going on, so try to work around there. I miss the Facebook Live, and me too, Bialik. And then the link every single time they try doing it, like when they made the new Facebook finding streams for shows, a lot of people like streaming. That's how I was living. I watched every now and then some streams from the independent events. I know everybody's so gung ho about Monster Jam, but I'm very gung ho about that for the independent stuff.
Oh yeah,
to see what's going on. Yeah. Make sure I have all my information correct. If you guys don't know, I keep track of every event.
Okay. Follow Taylor.
I keep track of every event every weekend. Who's there? Trucks and drivers. I do that to preserve the history. That's not a public list or anything. I also have a massive list of. I have every Gravedigger driver ever, every Bigfoot driver ever. I have that all on a compiled list. But that's not public knowledge because I see how people put information on Monster Truck Wiki, and it scares me. So
why is this here?
It's better to
What? Look at Phil trying to never mind.
I do that to preserve the information, and tools like that help it that way.
I agree, Tyler. We could have.
Nah, but that's no fun. Lets us stretch more. I have more enjoyment, especially when we're in years like this, freestyling on here and chit chatting. This is basically one of Ryan's glorified Instagram lives. Where it's just a lot different, man. I mean, I could talk any parameter of time, but
you act like a teacher that says the bell doesn't dismiss you, I dismiss you, because you can talk for a limited parameter of time.
I had a teacher like that.
No, it's not Facebook Live. It's a live button. You can still go live on Facebook, so don't get too crazy.
I know. I said live link. I said live link.
No, it's not a comment.
No, I know. For the people that are saying it's Facebook Live.
Shout out to Jim Kohler finally winning racing after 92 stadium events. Guys,
how about it?
He had never won racing in a stadium ever in Monster Jam, and he did it not once but twice.
Yeah, come on, Jim. I would yell, but there might be people listening to this on.
I don't think you guys know how big that is. And just for your information, good gosh, Marty, stop it. If you're listening, Marty, stop sending me messages. The last time Jim Kohler won racing in Monster Jam was Rockford, Illinois in 2016. So that's a long time ago, too. Anybody knows the story of Jim Kohler knows he's not a racer. And even those early mid 2000s, like those trucks would barely make it through the event. So like, there's no way he's being competitive in racing. It's not until he got like this new frame underneath him a couple years ago. It's like we all saw what he did at the World Finals in 2017. Almost shocked the world there. If he didn't hit that K-rail, I think he would have gave Ryan Anderson a shot. But
I believe that too.
So.
It was incredible to see. I'm happy for him.
Yeah, actually, back on that whole like racing
what
topic.
are you talking about? I have the results. He didn't win.
I would do the but yeah, like I said.
Back on that topic of like almost winning a racing event and back to like Doomsday. Who do you think won that Max D versus Doomsday race? Because like the picture that they have,
The Max D Doomsday race.
To this day, I feel like Doom won that.
All right. When any
I feel like it was too.
comes up with racing, the call that's made is 100% the call. That is
I know.
There were timing systems.
I know.
I don't care what your angle looked like sitting in the seats or what your mom's picture is.
My mom has the picture on his phone.
Since 2005, there's a timing system that's the same timing system they use in horse racing.
Yeah.
Okay.
And NASCAR, right?
Yeah. The same exact system they use in competitive horse racing is what they use for Monster Jam. That's why it's there. So any racing call that's disputed, it's backed up by the timing system. Eyes can't adjust.
Our friend in the comments, Toon, updated all of your info on here.
Well, don't give me credit.
No, you don't get credit. You just exist.
Another odd question, but I like my drivers. What happened to Guy Wood and Jim Jack and Robbie Gray?
Mountaineer.
Reporter. And Michael, man, you ask all sorts of questions. All right, I don't know what happened. Ken Stout's still kicking it. I'm friends with him on Facebook. He every year he spots.
He's Chili Bowl too. He does.
Every year he's a spotter for Chip Ganassi Racing at the Indy 500.
Really?
So cool. Yeah.
How about that? All right.
I wonder what was up with Doomsday's pause during the trucks. I don't know. Serious question. How was team use blue and orange as go body because they're Mets fans? What? That's a serious question? That doesn't make any sense.
Right, because Hot Wheels colors aren't orange and blue.
I just realized I wasn't even screen sharing when I showed just one.
Jim Jack got stuck on a van stack. Oh, good gosh. Look at that.
You don't know.
There's all that.
I just made his day. I can't believe it.
What is all that?
That's all info.
It's a long shot, but Barr needs redemption from his World Finals 20. He got red light in his truck, didn't even move. Well, it did rock. The way that the system works, not because of any arms, but just the way that.
Could you imagine?
He was in the wrong. I know why a lot of people don't get that, especially like if you're drag racing fans. But that's why that systems are there.
Yeah,
it doesn't make sense. I know, but it happens. And
I looked at it as more official. Like
you just can't do that. And
made it more serious. It's not.
And it makes me laugh. Like it's got to be rigged. Yeah, it's rigged for Jimmy Korean. Got fellas. What are you talking about?
The tree system to me just gave it a whole nother like serious factor. Like people always give Monster Jam, oh it's a circus, oh it's a show, oh it's planned. But the trees showed me seriousness. Like when a tree comes out, we business. It's business time.
It's set up when it's correct, so I don't know. Okay. Phil say some false information added to the wiki. Man, it happens all the time.
What?
Jimmy had no brakes. Here's the big brain talk, fellas. You know what would have happened if Jimmy Crean rolled over and didn't finish that race?
No.
Well, can he come back? Well, first, you can't bring back Barry. He's disqualified.
Yeah.
Can you bring back Jimmy because he didn't finish the race?
Ooh, no, you can't.
So then you have to go back to the semifinals?
Yeah.
Or didn't Bakugan also red light? So he can't come back either. So then it'd be Adam Anderson versus the fast loser from the quarterfinals. That'd be Tyler Menninga and Gravedigger.
Oh, that would have been a barn burner kind of.
Well, it get tricky at that point, but there's a real valid claim to think if Jimmy Crean does not finish that race, it could have easily been a Gravedigger versus Gravedigger final round, just like that. Because rules are rules, and they're just not fair. Yeah. Why did Camden red light 3 times in a row? Because he went to the other side. I can't tell you from that experience. or Steven Sims especially.
Oh yeah, that one. Yeah,
that's when they were testing if the sword in the pirate mouth had any reason to trip
it off.
But
Trip it.
I think as later experience has proven, knowing that Camden Murphy has also read and Bakugan Dragonoid, he's just is too eager.
Yeah.
He needs to slow down.
He's got to go.
Congrats to Steven Sims of why we don't talk about that. Oh, here's an update to that. Okay, so I don't know if you guys saw Steven Sims drove Stone Crusher this weekend and won an overall event championship. Psych! He didn't actually win the overall event championship. So the results are posted online today, and they very much declare Brandon Vincent and Gravedigger won the overall event championship that Saturday night in Greenville. And upon further review of the results and even what they put on the video board, Brandon Vincent won the overall event championship. For whatever reason, they announced Steven Sims and Stone Crusher as the overall event champion. They interviewed him. They gave him the trophy.
Is this is this Pablo and Cam McQueen Arena Tour 6 again?
This is very weird, and it's not getting talked about because, of course, it's not. Because St. Louis, oh my gosh! But
St. Louis is more important, man. I love them arena shows. I don't know why.
The record book is correct. Brandon Vincent did win that overall. I don't know why they just declared Steven the winner, especially when you look at and it's weird because the announcer there
we sent Cam to World Finals, so I mean
they hesitated before they announced the overall. They put on the video board the point spread, and it was definitely Brandon Vincent's points. And they didn't proceed to the next part where they show the Gravedigger logo. And then they just paused and said, and your overall is Steven Sims and Stone Crusher.
Ooh.
I don't know what happened there, especially when what they had on the video board was all the Gravedigger stuff. So and it perfect because Stone Crusher won freestyle that night. So it just sounded like an error over the microphone. And then you got Steven out there holding a trophy. And it's like, okay, but this doesn't count.
Yeah.
So that's always
some kind of arena tour or whatever.
That happens sometimes. It's just, but unfortunately, it happened to poor Steven Sims. Ironically, a couple of years prior, there was a point error in the ATV scoring that gave Brandon Vincent the overall event championship, where it should have been awarded to Roy Pridgeon driving Megalodon. That was later corrected in the result in the books, but unfortunately, Roy doesn't have that glory moment where he's standing there with the trophy. Yeah. So the results do get corrected in these cases, but
you just don't get the victory lane photo. It's like you fail in tech and NASCAR, folks.
Those are extreme cases, and unfortunately, it's just it's not very transparent. So you don't hear about it unless you're paying attention to reading everything and making sure everything is accurate at the end of the day. But sometimes along the way, it gets confusing. So yeah, unfortunately, Steven Sims did not win an overall event championship this weekend.
At least it was just an event, though, and not a season championship. Cough, cough.
Yeah, and it was kind of funny because I had to look up the last time Stone Crusher won an overall, and I totally forgot Buddy Tompkins drove Stone Crusher.
Yeah,
that was the last time. I think maybe even the only time Stone Crusher won an overall event championship.
Probably because
Buddy Tompkins.
Yeah, seems about right.
That was very interesting. I'm glad you brought that. How no one's talking about it. Well, I know now. Nobody's going to talk about it. So, yeah, it happens. You know, everybody's human.
Oh, hey, is John Zimmer's son making his Jam debut this weekend?
He is. John Zimmer Jr. is driving Terminal Velocity in Oklahoma City. That's going to be fun. Zimmer Jr.'s got a lot of events so far in 2021, mostly with the All-Star Monster Truck Tour.
Oh, yeah, him and Zach kill it.
They'll be out in Oklahoma City. Oklahoma City has 8 trucks. It's also going to be Elvis Linez's first one in Red Clips Mohawk Warrior.
Oh.
Also in Wichita, Kansas. I know Travis Mowry gets to run his Extreme Attitude body for the first time.
Good.
Yeah, some Photoshop pictures on Monstrum.com with the BKT looks. Like, that looks odd, but I realized it wasn't BKT.
Yeah, you know, Extreme Attitude is just the body. So, like, the first time it ran on I think, like, Hurricane Force or Storm Damage. And then the next time it ran on, like, Raising Cane or Wolf's Head, one of those. Mm-hmm. So, it's not an actual truck. And this one's going to be running. It should be on the Jailbird body. So,
why is Darren in his?
Huh?
Is Darren in his truck?
Yeah.
Okay. Then, yeah, it would be, I guess.
And Brandon Mahan did a very good job. It was both Brandon Mahan and it was last year. Well, also we talk about Steven Sims, Brian Wright too. Brandon Vincent and Brandon Mahan's their first events back driving. So when is Ryan Dishram coming back? Because this is in the yearbook 2021. Look, there's a lot of stuff in that yearbook.
Yes,
I would not be basing anything off the yearbook, especially knowing that there are also trucks and drivers that are competing that are not in the yearbook. So I would not say I wouldn't sinker that in.
No,
I don't know if Earthshaker's coming back or not, but why does Doomsday Monster Truck theme song have Doomsday Sirens? Because that was the theme song of the truck.
I feel like they should have done an actual theme song when it competed, though. It was kind of annoying to hear the sirens for like 2 minutes.
What?
That was a lot.
Ryan Dishram did drive this week, and he ran the Renegade Monster Truck Tour.
Yes, he did.
He was a late ad, but that's been a fun one, too. I know a lot of people have seen Scott Douglas on there.
Oh, yeah, they've been putting on heck of shows.
But they've been doing a good job. You know what's fun? There are a lot of monster truck events that are happening. I just don't think a lot of people are realizing it. Yeah. And there's a lot of people a lot of different teams and people that are all running. And I hope it only gets bigger, especially as we see the world trying to get back to more normalcy. I picture 2022's first quarter. That's the first couple months of the year where the core of events are. That's going to look a lot more normal. And I'm curious to see where a lot of these promotions. So there have been some companies that have sprung up, or they've expanded, or there's other companies that are planning on expanding going forward. So and then Monster Jam is just continuing as well to get more events going. I think it's cool to see, and when we talk about it here on bring it back to toys, to bring it back how. With the Hot Wheels and the Spin Master. And then if you want to add to extend Greenlight, there's never been that much quality monster truck product on shelves. And they're all selling well. Yeah. There's not one doing better than the other. There are many times you go into toy departments and there's not one monster truck toy, period. So it's very cool to say monster trucks, I think, are at an all-time high, even through a pandemic.
Yeah.
What is this?
Did the Mohawk is giant on the fire truck and the Great Clips one that came out? It was short, and I am talking about the Spin Master one.
Because the real truck was also a huge Mohawk. I mean, the real truck was based off the toy.
When you're on the Monster Jam website, how do you go to future events?
Tickets?
I tried that. It went to Ticketmaster.
No, well, you have to go to the homepage.
Oh, okay. Carry on.
This was a good. So. I've seen El Toro Loco so many times over the last decade and a half that I forgot that it wasn't running right now. I literally thought it was on the tour. I would plop it in my mind that Gravedigger, Max D, El Toro Loco, they're always going to be there.
You're not wrong.
I just realized El Toro Loco isn't on any of the tours, and I was shocked to find that out yesterday because I was talking to a friend of mine who isn't a Monster anymore. We were just chatting. He's like, "What's been going on with Monster?" I'm like, "Oh, this and that." He goes, "Is El Toro Loco still running?" I go, "Yeah," and I go, "Wait a second." And I look up. I look all through all the upcoming shows. I'm like, "No, it's not. You're right about that." Wow. That was a shocker to me. El Toro Loco is just such a core truck now. And then
he's back in Scooby this weekend. All right.
Right now with what's going on, obviously it's not a core truck, but El Toro Loco is not running.
You guys got to remember, they all are parameters.
Sponsored trucks are most important.
There's
logic. I know. It's just El Toro Loco has been part of the core of the main.
It'll come. These trucks are going to come back. I would imagine almost all these trucks are going to come back, if not all.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying it's gone forever. I'm just saying right now in our time.
I'm just saying because I see comments we got to bring this back, and then it's
this one here.
Again, my answer to all of this is we need to be supporting the events when they come to your town.
Yeah.
No matter how big or small, because that helps get more people back to work, more events to pop up. That's very important. Just if you want business back to normal, you need to support the business as it is right now.
All right, this will be our last question here. My personal opinion on the Extreme King Sling, it looks amazing. And Star Creations, and in addition to everyone else who worked on a metal shop, they did just a phenomenal job with the engineering behind that whole thing. And of course, the Star Creations body and just making it for Dennis and keeping his monster truck legacy going with that truck now. I can't wait to see what it does with the lucky people who get to ride on that.
Yeah.
But again, $800 a ticket, it's a steep price. So whoever has that money laying around, go get a ride on that. I mean, it's got to be an experience.
Dennis will give you a run for the money. I can promise you that.
Oh yeah. And you get to ride with Dennis Anderson. So that's just that in itself is worth $800. I'm just saying I don't have $800 to just toss at that, sadly, right now. But maybe I'll save up in 1 year.
I will answer this last one because people do see my old TV in the background. I don't see an HDMI input.
Y'all just can't see him.
Well, he doesn't see an HDMI input on there. Yeah, you are correct. I can confirm that this TV was purchased at Nobody Beats the Wiz in 1990.
Nice.
So it is 31 years old, knock on this wood.
Nice.
It still works fine. So this whole TV is older than me, Ryan, and RJ, and probably a lot of people listening.
I do want to show everyone just before we go, because we talked a lot about Doomsday, and I don't know if I've showed this off to the podcast before. I showed off last time. I'm just going to continue that. There's the front clip.
Nice.
I almost had a front clip off of the Doomsday.
Really?
Yeah, I have a piece of Doomsday sitting around here somewhere.
Look at you.
Actually, from the first time it competed in an event was Trenton, I think. I could be wrong.
Maybe.
Trenton, New Jersey, 2015. I think it was the first time it actually competed in an event. I have pieces off of that.
Nice. Lucky.
The only reason I bought the front clip is because literally the only notable piece of Doomsday.
I wish I had some Doom. That's nice. I just got tuna, but it's all good.
I put some, for the people who've never seen my videos of it, I put some red LEDs around the interior so it lights up, which I think they should do if they ever bring it back. It would look cool.
Reminder, folks, go pick this up along with your Digger Dungeon truck.
And get Phil a hero card when you're going to Monster Jam. Get Phil a hero card, please.
Oh, I forgot to mention, both Phil and I will be in Glendale next weekend. So if you're there,
Dang, I'm sad I'm not going to be
I'll
there.
be out there meeting people. I'm sure Phil's going to sneak out, grab his stuff that I have for him, his employee truck, and then sneak back off into the pits. But I'll be around. So if you guys have OCD Meltdown that you want signed and don't want to ship them to me, which I would prefer anyway, just to get them out of the way, because shipping back and forth is a lot. There's your opportunity. I'm only going to be at May 29th show. I'm not going to be there the weekend because I have to be back home. I have a lot of things I got to do before the end of my semester with college. So that's that. May 29th only. I should be at the pit party. I'll also be there with Monster Jam Landon, our second Spin Master influencer. Don't know about Team Spin Master. They were planning on going. For right now, I don't know. But if you ever want to meet some of the team, they might be there. Again, OCD Meltdowns, like I said, I just got a huge shipment of people's OCD Meltdowns in today to sign. If you guys want them signed, those are the first 3 of like 50 people that want them done. Monster Collecting Facebook group, I will also be doing after I get at least half or more of the Facebook ones done. I'll be posting on Instagram and YouTube, maybe just Instagram actually, to how to get them on there. Same instructions, just ship them to me and I'll send it back for the shipping cost. You pay that. That's it. And for now, it's only Facebook just because there's like 50 people and I didn't expect that many that quickly. So that's that announcement. That's how you get those signed. Right now, we're on our first session. There's like 7 sessions set up for people right now, 10 per session. So maybe 70 trucks actually have to be signed. But I appreciate that support. It's really awesome. So go buy yours if you haven't got it yet. And if you're waiting for it to come in the mail, please refrain from signing up for a spot until you get it, because I'd rather get the ones that actually exist.
No, I said that at the beginning of the show.
Oh, you did? Okay. So there's my final announcement on that.
We got you.
We're actually underneath 2,700 or we're inside 2,700 units. We're almost at halfway there. Almost there. And Digger's Dungeon is selling quickly, so just get that too if you're going to be on there.
If you're there for Digger's Dungeon, might as well get Meltdown while you're there.
Meltdown's moving fast because they usually people buy them in bulk, all 3 at once or all 2 at once, and that makes sense. So we're moving. And as the next one approaches in July, obviously you probably know what that means. Those are probably going to move even faster. And I don't think Digger's Dungeon is going to be around for July. It's probably going to be gone by the end of this month or early June. So get that if you don't want to go on eBay or if you don't want to go to the dungeon yourself and get one per customer. So that's the last Superstore advertisement. Until next time, until next week, we will see you guys in the next episode for the continuation of 2015. We have a lot of things to discuss next time.
Yeah, it's going to be better next week. A lot of new things.
Yeah, pretty crazy stuff going on, international and other stuff. So,
and the BKT truck.
We're just spoil everything already.
Sorry.
I tried to ignore that spoiler, but then it just came in. So thank you all for watching. We hope you have a great week. And until next time, this is Ryan, Phil, and RJ signing out.